Hello and welcome back to the Ball Knowers podcast. A very exciting episode as Chase is back with us for this one. It's been quite a while since you've been here. How you going, Chase?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm excited to talk about some playoffs today. I should have said that off the top. We're talking NBA playoffs. What have we seen so far? What we're expecting, more so specifically the first round, as that's what we're still dealing with here. So yeah, we have NFL draft. We'll probably hit on a little bit near the end, and I don't know, maybe some other random things. I know WNBA draft recently happened, but that's kind of old news at this point. Um, Dexter Lawrence trade just happened, so I'm sure we'll talk about that. Um, Outside of that, I mean, there's some other things I could think of that are happening in sports media right now, but maybe we don't cover those things. But NBA playoffs, the at least in my opinion, the most exciting series so far has been Nuggets Timberwolves. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, that was the series. I posted a brief playoff prediction on my Twitter, and I think that was the only series I had going seven in the first round. I don't know if that will hold because I don't know if Anthony Edwards is healthy, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely think so far. Like that game two was just so exciting, and I don't really think any other series has held up to that level of excitement at all.
Well, I feel like Knicks Hawks is decently close. um, I've had a really good time with that series. I mean, it's also tied 1-1. Fun fact that the this current playoffs has the tied most uh, series at 1-1 ever through a first round. I think it's six of the eight. So that's pretty cool. The only no no sorry five of the eight because Lakers are up 2-0, Thunder are up 2-0, Cavs are up 2-0. But every other series is 1-1, and I don't know about you, but like kind of for the most part, I kind of feel like Trailblazers is a little bit dependent on Wemby, but or very much so dependent on Wemby. But like every other series, I feel like is kind of a toss up. Like I think, actually, all right, I take that back again. Pistons, I don't see them losing after how they just demolished the Magic in Game Two. But after Game One, I thought there was a chance that the Magic could win that series. But if that second game was bad. But yeah, Nuggets Timberwolves. I had it going. So I was debating between Nuggets and six and Nuggets and seven during my pre-playoff video. At this point, I'm honestly taking Timberwolves in seven. I like my opinion has changed. That's that game too, man. I mean, not just the game too, but then what the media stuff that was happening afterwards. Jaden McDaniels is basically calling out the entire Nuggets team, saying they have no good defenders. They're easy to score on. They're soft, things like that. And then you see Aaron Gordon just saying like, "I don't care," is basically what he said, and or like that doesn't bother me or something. And then Christian Brown was asked essentially the same thing, and he said, that's his opinion. We'll let him think that or something like that. And it's just like that feels like such a weird response to say to that. Like, we'll let you think that. Like, I feel like you should be more aggressive and say like, no, like like we'll see game three or something. At least like just something to make you I don't know. It feels like they don't really like the heart isn't fully there. I mean, we saw in the fourth quarter Jamal Murray and Jokic were quite honestly abysmal. They could not hit a shot at all because Jamal Murray was just so tired, and that's kind of like that's something that can continue to happen throughout the series. Like they can continue to pick them up full court the entire series, and I don't expect that to change. And I kind of think Ant's just going to get healthier with each game, so at least you would assume so. I mean, although there's more wear and tear on him, I would assume that there's also the time in between each game will help him a lot. And you're definitely seeing like the injury popping up at times. I feel like he's grabbing his knee or like grimacing and stuff, but he's still been good. And Rudy Gobert has been amazing in this series. Like it's the Timberwolves are kind of hitting on all cylinders, whereas I feel like the Nuggets are a little shaky right now. And Aaron Gordon's hurt.
Yeah, I would definitely still have the Nuggets winning the series. I just think it's going to be very hard for the Timberwolves to replicate the shot making they had in that game. They went pretty much the entire second quarter without missing a shot. That's how they got back into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Rudy Gobert, like as great as Rudy Gobert is defensively, as amazing as he was in game two, I don't think you can find a game plan for a seven-game series with the personnel they have defensively that matches up with Jokic. You can't put Gobert one-on-one with Jokic because then anytime he gets put in an action and taken off of Jokic, you have nobody that can guard Jokic in the paint. Anytime Jokic gets an offensive board and Gobert's not there, you're not going to be able to stop him in the paint. So I just think they're going to have a very hard time from a coaching perspective matching up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their shot making and Anthony Edwards' injury would make me very, very skeptical of them winning the series. I still think they can push it to 6 games, 7 games, but I don't think that they're going to be able to win the series. Honestly, I think it would take a very outlier series shot making wise, like they had in that game two, to beat the Nuggets.
I will say Jokic historically is pretty poor in game sevens. We've seen that a couple times now, where like he just like unloads the clip and doesn't hit a shot for the majority of it. I mean, he's had triple doubles and stuff, but like it's his triple doubles are kind of like not manufactured. I want to say like I don't want to take away from what he does, but like I feel like you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Like it's almost like programmed for him to do it because he just has the ball so much that like it's his. I don't. I feel like his triple doubles can be like a little bit less impactful than like some other players who like do them like a little bit one off and things like that. But I I feel like Anthony Edwards is just getting to his like although he's still injured and everything like and like I said you could clearly see that at times like he's just so easily able to get to his spots in the series like there's just nobody that can hang with him on this Nuggets team at all like even like like even pray to stay with him like he just gets to the rim so easily and I mean Jokic's defense this series has been like so bad. It's like there's the rim deterrence is just like there isn't any at all. It's if there's nobody in the paint, and at times there's literally nobody in the paint because he's like on the ground flailing so often, and I guess ironic coming from a Thunder fan, but like the Rudy like the one thing that's really stuck with me is when Rudy Gobert like Jokic was like standing in the paint and Rudy Gobert like went up to like post him up or something and Jokic just like fell back on the ground. They didn't call a foul and then I think it was Anthony Edwards just drives into the paint and gets a bucket because like what are you doing? Like you can't like nobody else in the league does that. And like I'm not trying to hate on him at all because obviously Jokic is amazing, but it's just like those kind of things. It's like what are you doing? Like that's like
Ever since Jokic got hurt, I forget, I think it was in like January, but ever
yeah.
since he came back from that injury, he's definitely looked, we know in general Jokic isn't a very good defender, but since that injury, I think he's just looked a lot worse shooting the ball. Before he was hurt, I'm pretty sure he was shooting over 40% from three. I
Mm,
think he dipped below that by the end of the season.
yep.
Just had a really bad shooting slump. And then defensively, like normally he's able to make some high IQ defensive plays just because of his brain being a supercomputer. Like he can play passing lanes or like well timed reaches to
Mm,
pluck the ball out of a ball handler's hands. And he offers like at least some rim deterrence usually. Like he's still a very below average to bad defender usually, but yeah, I would agree that since he's been hurt and especially this series, he's just been like a non-existent presence in the paint, which I would assume has something to do with an injury.
yeah.
But yeah, the Timberwolves, like especially Anthony Edwards, like you said, like he just looks stronger and faster with an injury even than any the perimeter defenders that they can throw at him.
Mm,
Aaron Gordon doesn't have the feet to shuffle with him. They don't have anyone really with the mix of strength and speed that could stay with him on the perimeter.
yeah.
So
And Christian
it'll be.
Brown.
I do think.
Yeah, go on.
I do think the series is going to go long distance because of that. But
Mm,
I think at the end, I can't. Like you said, Jokic has had bad game sevens in the past, but just because of him being on the court, the impact he has offensively as a hub, I think, and like Jamal Murray, unless he's just not able to shoot anymore after he was one of the best pull-up shooters, off-dribble shooters in the league all season.
mm.
That's the only way I could see the Timberwolves somehow losing or somehow winning this series.
Yeah, he was uh Jamal Murray's like pull up. I don't have the chart in front of me, but it was like 150%, while like the next closest was like 80% or something like that. Like I don't remember how it's calculated, but like he was like double the next best pull up 3 point shooter this season. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like basically
Yeah.
record breaking as how good he was at pull up threes. Jokic this in this series through 2 games is 3 for 14 from three, and like they're almost like Rudy's almost like going under screens on him. Like they're like letting him shoot.
Mm-hmm. They're switching a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, and like they're just like letting him shoot, and I mean, it's kind of shocking. Like he's just missing. They're open threes, a lot of them. At least open
Mm-hmm.
enough that like it's Jokic. Like that's you have either right on top of him or you're not on him at all. And like he's just gotten away with like he's just gotten open shots and not making them at all really. Um, that's been very surprising to see. But I think yeah, like Christian Brown is just. I mean, the contract is terrible. It's basically untradeable, and like I don't I think that's like almost a debilitating thing for their team moving forward. Is like if his impact is not what they were hoping it would continue to be, like year after year and progressing, like at least it kind of looked like it could have been. Um, uh, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough series for them if he's not like playing as good of a defender as like they hoped he could. Even if this season has been bad for him, and then I mean Jamal Murray and Jokic were like, I know with like 2 minutes left they were like 1 for 10 combined in the fourth quarter, and then like they're down three with 10 seconds left, and Jamal Murray takes like a sidestep fadeaway mid range like a 2 pointer. It was just like I think they were just out of it at the end of the game. Like I feel like they just like mentally weren't there. A lot of the shots they were taking felt like rushed and contested. And yeah, it wasn't the game two was not specifically like closing out that game. The Timberwolves just took it to the Nuggets. Like it really down the stretch, I really felt confident the Timberwolves were pulling away with that game. Like even before they were in the lead, because it's just how the momentum was looking. Like the Nuggets couldn't get a bucket at times. Um, but
Yeah.
this series has been awesome. Like it could go. I'd be shocked if it doesn't go seven.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think it's going to go pretty. I could definitely go the distance. And in that third quarter, I think the Murray Jokic 2-man game was the last we really saw of it being effective.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, they just, I think, I forget what they shot. They shot like a combined 1 for 10 in the fourth quarter or something worse than that. But
Yeah,
yeah, the Timberwolves just took over in that fourth quarter. And they basically, all the key stretches of the game, the Timberwolves just made the plays that needed to be made and outplayed the Nuggets,
mm.
gave more effort than the Nuggets, and yeah, that's why they ended up winning the game.
Yeah. It's also gonna largely come down to the 3 point shooting from the Nuggets. I mean, Jamal Murray was 6 for 14, but like you have to assume that Cam Johnson's not 1 for 6 consistently moving forward. Like he's even, I mean, he's been so good in the second half of this season. So, if he makes, they lost by 5 last game. If he makes a three or two, like it's, like Nuggets win or it's anybody's game at that point. Um, but that series has been at least like what I've been kind of looking forward to each game the most. The second series
Yeah.
that I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I guess you said Nuggets in 6 or 7. I think I lean Timberwolves in 7. I'm not. I don't. It's see like I think my opinion's gonna like I don't want to overcorrect my opinion on a lot of these series, but I think I might be. So I'm gonna like try not to do that. But I feel like I'm buying into the Timberwolves a little bit. I felt like I doubted them a little bit too much beforehand. So maybe I'm overcrediting them now, but I think I'm gonna take the T Wolves. The next series I want to talk about though is Knicks Hawks because this series has been really fun. I mean, that second game, the Hawks, the way that they closed out that game was like just awesome to watch. They like CJ McCollum just getting bucket after bucket down the stretch. It just felt like effortless almost, just easily getting into the paint over and over again. The floaters, jumpers, everything. And even this is like with Jalen Johnson not being able to shoot so far, and especially in game two, and Nickeil Alexander Walker not really being that effective so far through 2 games, or at least like what we've seen for him to be so far this season. Like the Hawks are tied 1-1 going back to Atlanta. I think that this series is also either team could win at this point.
I definitely don't think the Hawks are going to win this series. I just think from a talent perspective, the Knicks have them severely outmatched. I don't think McCollum's someone you can rely on to do that over and over again. And Brunson has been uncharacteristically bad in clutch moments this series. That fourth quarter for the Knicks was just a disaster. It felt
Mm-hmm.
like not only could they not hit a shot, it felt like they couldn't even get an open shot on every single play down the court. I thought the last shot they got was bad. I couldn't tell if they had a timeout or not because the broadcast
They
might have been
didn't.
messed up.
They did
Yeah,
not
so
know.
they didn't have a timeout. So but I didn't love Mikal Bridges getting the outlet pass at the end of the game. I know they probably aren't really thinking it through that well with
Mm-hmm. It
five
just
seconds or whatever
yeah,
was
get it up
left,
the court
but
as fast as you can. Yeah.
yeah. But I still would take probably the Knicks in 5 or 6 games in this series. They play today, so it'll be very telling about what happens. But
You
I'm
think
not really bought into the Hawks at all.
you think the Knicks are about to rattle off 3 in a row?
I think they could, yeah.
Do you think they're about to win
I mean,
back
I
to
think,
back in Atlanta?
yeah,
I
I think they could.
I really don't think so, honestly. Wow, I'm looking at the box score from the last game. Their bench, so the Knicks played 5 players off the bench. Combined, what is that? 12. So that's 9 for 12, 9 for 13, 9 for 16, 9 for 18 off the bench. They had 3 guys went 0 for 1, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, and Shamit, Alvarado, McBride. I think that Coach Mike Brown is getting completely outcoached in this series so far by Quinn Snyder. I think Mike Brown's like actually coaching a terrible, terrible series so far. He's having Mitchell Robinson for starters. He's running non-Brunson Cat lineups at times, which is like not. Or sorry, he's staggering them, which has not been the case. Like they play together a ton. He's playing Mitchell Robinson without Brunson and Cat on the court like most of his minutes, which has not been the case at all season. Like he's trying multiple things that he hasn't tried throughout the season until the playoffs, and I feel like they're using timeouts very early too. Like I did notice that early on in the fourth quarter is that like they were, I feel like, mismanaging their timeout usage. I think he used his because you only get 2 timeouts in the final 3 minutes. I think he used one of the timeouts within the first like 20 seconds or something of that, which is like just never ever a good idea unless you're allowing a 10-0 run or something and you just have to use it. Like you should try to save your timeouts to the final like minute as much as you can, especially in a series like this, which every game is going to be so close and like you're going to have these moments where you need to call a timeout to advance the ball to actually get a good shot up. The Mikal Bridges shot at the end was like pretty terrible. I don't know why he hesitated on the 3-point line. If he just drove to the basket, he could have probably got to the basket. But like that hesitation was like allowed the defense enough time to correct and like force him into a step back mid range. And my biggest complaint about this series is Jalen Brunson's defense has been so bad, like so bad. CJ McCollum is like 10 for 12 or something when Brunson's the lead defender. Like, it's like 85% he's shooting. Like it's unbelievable. And I do think that CJ McCollum can continue to be like he's not necessarily gonna drop 32 points every single game, but he went 3 for 10 from three. Like I think that he could shoot better than that in future games. Maybe not like he could shoot better than 30%, maybe not at 10 attempts though, but like I think that he could continue, like he's their main half court get a bucket guy. Like that's why you see like Jalen Johnson be their main guy in the regular season and take a step back in the playoffs, because like half court creation is so vital in the playoffs, you know. And if you don't have a good handle and you can't get to your spots with ease, like you kind of take a step back in the playoffs, and it happens every year across every team.
Yeah, as a Blazers fan, I've watched CJ McCollum choke too many times to have any faith in him continuing to play well in
Yeah,
this series.
that's fair.
So,
That's fair. I mean, that was
I mean,
yeah.
if he keeps playing like this, then yeah, I could see it being a series. But I'm essentially basing my take on the Knicks based off him probably not being scorching hot for the rest of the series scoring wise.
That's fair.
But
I mean,
Brunson is, like usual, one of the worst defenders in the league, so that's not changing at all.
yeah, I just feel like in especially down the stretch there in that fourth quarter, they were just going at him over and over and over. It was like every play, and I mean that was just brutal. A few other things, Zachary Richarche. I'm glad that he did not play in game two, because the few minutes he played in game one were like that. Those are some of the worst minutes by a player I've seen all season. Like that was awful.
He's not there yet. I don't know if he ever will be there, but I'm not very high on him as a player, and I wasn't very high on him as a prospect either.
Yeah, no,
So
I wasn't either. But and then Kaminga, I mean, he played 35 minutes and he was awesome in that game too. He really like, I mean, he was locking up Cat. Like that was kind of crazy. He was able to get buckets.
Kuminga
Like I'm kind of moved by Kaminga. I'm not
Kuminga's a
gonna lie.
solid player. They might have honestly, depending on how he develops, which I don't know how old Kuminga is at this point. He's probably like early 20s. I'd say like 24 maybe, but
He's 23.
23.
He'll be 24 next
Yeah, I
season.
mean he still has plenty of time, probably like 3-4 years before he hits his full blown prime. So
Hmm.
I think they're gonna end up winning that trade because Porzingis just literally can't play basketball, which is a whole different conversation. But
Yeah, he was good in the playing games.
um, he was, and when he was able to play, yeah. But like, yeah, Kuminga's been a really huge addition for the Hawks. Just great athlete,
Hmm.
great at getting to the rim. He's great at applying rim pressure. And he, like you said, he's been playing good defense too. He's been putting his athleticism to good use. So maybe Snyder's just found a way to kind of unlock the role for him, and hopefully he ends up being able to flourish in that system going forward.
Yeah, I thought Quinn Snyder was like an off-season fired candidate. That's kind of what I was thinking for the first half of the season, and then that second half, obviously they just were so hot. Like at this point, there's no chance he gets fired. I want to shout out Josh Hart for because he was definitely, I felt like their best player in that second game. Defensively, he was really good. He was locking up Jalen Johnson, and I think offensively, I mean, like he's always going to be all over the boards and kind of just like a hub type player. But I felt like he made some timely buckets and was just kind of consistently not making mistakes. Um, this is, I think, this series, I think there's no chance it goes 5 games. There's no way I trust this Knicks team to get 3 wins in a row because that's just not the way that the Knicks are. Like this is not a team that can win. Like it's a struggle for them to win 2 games in a row, like in the regular season. I feel like, and so like in the playoffs, like they just never have short series. Like they never sweep teams and stuff, and like obviously at this point they can't sweep them, but I would say 6 at the minimum. And like I would still take the Knicks at this point to win it, but I don't want to count out the Hawks at all because I feel like what they're doing is like it's not like otherworldly with like their shot making has not been like unbelievable. Like I feel like they've taken a lot of open good shots, and they shot 30% from three this past game. So like I think it's the Knicks shot better from three. So I think it's fair to assume like that they can that can improve. Jeez. Um, but yeah, this has been a very fun series, and I hope that it goes at least 6 games because I've really enjoyed watching it. I hate that like the two most exciting series in Knicks Hawks and Nuggets Timberwolves are the night of the draft. Like it's so dumb. It's terrible scheduling by Adam Silver. Um,
Roger Goodell always finding a way to sneak himself in there.
it's true. Uh, Honestly, I want to talk to Spurs Blazers. I think there's a lot to talk about here. I'll let you open it up here. I'll give you the floor. Talk about that game too, man.
Um, so I haven't gotten to watch either game because I've had work, and I also will have work for game 3 and game 4. So my work schedule's like perfectly lined up with our playoff games, which has pissed me off. But I watched the game back. I watched game 2 back.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
And
you didn't watch it at all. I was like, all right.
no, I watched it back, but yeah, the Wemby injury was super scary. He's probably going to be out. He'll be out at least a game. I would imagine he gets kept out for the whole time we're in Portland. But
He's flying to Portland. I don't know if you saw that.
no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, which like
So I mean, maybe he plays game 4, but
mhm.
I'd have to imagine he misses at least one game. But Scoot Henderson has like just completely reinvented himself based on what his draft profile was. You know, you come into the league thinking you're looking at like a Derrick Rose or a John Morant or like a Russell Westbrook type of player, and he has a legitimately good jump shot. Like he's probably outside of Denny the best shooter on our team right now, and
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
we have bad shooting, but Scoot is a legitimately good shooter. He has like his jump shot mechanics look completely different than when he first got into the league. He's a good defender too. Like, he's basically turned himself into like a 3-and-D player that's able to take people off the dribble, and you know, his finishing and his passing is still not really where you'd want it to be, but he has plenty of time to develop that stuff. But yeah, I've been really impressed with how he's played in this series. You know, first series ever that he's played in on the road in San Antonio, which was an insane environment.
Yeah.
Especially in game 1. He played great in both games, which is just what you love to see from a player that young. It feels like he's very poised and very ready for the moment. Kamara played a lot better last game. He had a really bad game 1, but he had a lot of huge baskets down the stretch, hit 2 big free throws.
Big corner three too.
Drew Holiday had like 6 different championship winning plays that like you could just see that he's an experienced veteran that's played in these moments before. He had like an offensive rebound. He had a couple of huge assists. He had a couple of huge baskets, big stops. He's just like, he's a player that I love having on our team. And I don't know how much longer he'll be around. I'm pretty sure he's getting up there in age, but he's still a very valuable player on both sides of the floor. But yeah, I don't know how confident I am going forward in this series. I think with Wemby in the lineup, the Spurs just have us completely outclassed, especially like on the defensive side of the floor. It's just impossible to get the ball into the rim, which is how we have to score because we have like 2+ shooters on our entire team. But you know, I think we're gonna probably win one more game. I don't think the series goes 7, but I think we're just making it tough for them. And The one thing I'd say, the only thing I've been super disappointed with from us so far this series has been that Klingon has just been awful. He's just like they've been putting him in pick and rolls, and he's just been making the wrong reads. Like he was letting Cornette just feast at the rim in the
Mm.
pick and roll last game. And it's his first series as well, so the Wemby assignment, I don't think he'll probably get stuck on Wemby at all for the remainder of the series. Once Wemby comes back, I'd like to see Kamara guard him. But we'll see. Tiago Splitter hasn't been, especially as far as like ATO plays. Tiago Splitter's been probably the worst coach in the league. So we'll see what happens going forward. That the Blazers keep like trolling the fan base and making it seem like Dame is coming back, but there's no way Dame is coming back. So, but yeah, I'm really. Well, I would be excited to watch him. I won't be able to watch him, but I'm excited to see how the rest of the series goes. And I think we can definitely push him to 6 games.
Yeah, I was thinking going into it like 5 games if the Blazers are
That's what
lucky.
I had.
I thought like
Yeah.
it realistically could be a sweep, because the Spurs were just that dominant. But like even I mean, you and I were texting during that game, like even like in the first quarter, Wemby was still out there. Like you could tell like this is a different Blazers team. Like they like than the first game. Like they actually were very much so more competitive. They had multiple leads back and forth and stuff. And then once Wemby went down, like even the Spurs like took a lead and stuff. Like the Blazers were, especially down the stretch. I mean that fourth quarter they closed out the game so well. They really like
Hmm.
that kind of stuff will tell me like I think that they showed so much fight in that game that especially while Wemby's out there or not out there, even if he just misses 1 game or if it's 2, like the more game, I mean it's needless to say, but the more games he misses, the chances of you guys not only winning those games but winning the series just skyrockets. Like
Hmm.
if you're up 3-1 and Wemby comes back, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to take the Spurs to win in 7 at that point. It's gonna be. I mean that's so tough to say, but like
It
I don't know. It depends on
I,
what the
I
two
I
games
would
look like.
I would be very very nervous to play to like
That's
for
fair.
Wemby to come back down 3-1 just
Yeah.
because like the Spurs offensively you didn't really see it as much, but like his offensive impact is still definitely felt when you lose like just infinite amounts of vertical spacing with him off the floor. And
And
he's
yeah,
just like Klingon, you're putting Klingon in a mismatch anytime that he's guarding Wemby because he just doesn't have the feet to stay with him. And then defensively, obviously Wemby's Wemby, but
yeah, like
I do think if we were up 3-1, we would be witnessing a 3-1 comeback if Wemby
wow,
came back
you have
into the
no faith in your
series.
team, none at all.
We can't shoot, man. Like we would have maybe if we have a fake shooting game, we could win at home. We could just all our role players don't miss a three, but it would be very hard for a team that has to get to the paint to score to win a win a game against a team with Wemby.
Yeah, I probably should have looked this up, but I didn't. I would be curious to know like how your 3 point like attempts has increased from this series versus the regular season, because like there's so many times, especially in the game one, where uh, like you guys were. I mean, when Wemby's out there, you go from like you literally can't even go into the paint, and when you do, the guys just turn around and pass it right back out. Like there were in the second game specifically that I'm thinking of, there was like at least 3 times that come to my mind immediately where it's like a 20 to 24 second shot clock. Like you guys use it almost all the way up because you're just like hoping that you can find some shot, and then it ends up being like somebody just take this 3 pointer and chuck it because we have no time left because like Wemby just continues to stop attempt after attempt after attempt. And then once he goes off the court, you see it immediately. Like Shaden Sharp starts just attacking the rim relentlessly. Drew is attacking the rim. Scoot Henderson's attacking the rim. Like just everybody is able to enter the paint. And then he comes back on the court and it's like, all right, start shooting threes again, guys. Like the impact is unbelievable how much Wemby can impact the game just by like being on the court. Um, yeah,
We're actually
yeah,
shooting less threes than we were
interesting.
in the regular season, but that is probably because
Like
possessions are longer in the playoffs. You don't really
yeah,
run transition as much, so that's probably why. But yeah, we're shooting that we shot 38 in both games, which is like a slightly under our average. But then again, I'd be interested to see how the possessions have changed.
yeah. Uh, Chris Murray is completely unplayable in this series. Like absolutely
He's
unplayable.
unplayable all the time.
No, yeah, yeah. I
He's
mean,
horrible.
like that's yeah, it's been known, but like He absolutely. I mean, like this box score is just hilarious to look at. Uh, I'm also like Matisse Thybulle was a -22 in 10 minutes, but he had like the game saving contest on Vassell, which was like one of the best contests ever on a 3-point shot. Like
Yes,
you
that
could,
was an insane play.
yeah, like he could not have contested that better unless he just fouled Vassell at that point. And then also shout out Vassell for even like getting that close to making the shot. Um,
I know.
like that, I know that you must have been really nervous seeing that. Uh,
I did get to watch the last play of the game because I saw how close it was, and I told my manager, I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I was just sitting in there watching the end of the game.
I respect that. Yeah, and so like something that I pointed out in the last video is that like going into this, the Spurs were the best team against the best defensive free throw team, so they allowed opposing teams to go to the line the fewest, and the Blazers were one of the top teams in getting to the line because especially Denny,
Hmm.
and so it's like, and that was going to be interesting to see how that was going to, how what would happen with that this series, and Denny hasn't really gotten to the line a whole ton so far, and like I feel like it's kind of showing at times. I think his impact is not fully felt because he can't really get his game off, which isn't entirely surprising. I didn't really expect him to be a great playoff player based on how he was playing this season. I mean, stuff can change for him and stuff, but like. I mean, I want to talk about Scoot a little bit more because, like, just the pull up mid ranges, 3-pointers. Like, there's no hesitation on these threes. They kick it to him, and he's immediately shooting it. Like, his game has adapted so much, and I feel like him getting to play with Drew, like I just know for a fact that has been transformational in his defense. Like he's gotten to learn so much from him, and it's so clear. I mean, Scoot is a legitimate 3-and-D level guy now, which like neither of those things could have been said pre-draft. And
Very unexpected.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he I mean he's still just as fast and aggressive and strong and everything like as before. Like he could still dunk on anybody in the league, but like he's actually become like I liked him a lot pre-draft. He was my second favorite guy in the draft, and like I thought that he would be a good player, but he's really like I'm becoming such a fan of him. And this playoffs has been like a huge part of it. I mean, he was really good when he came back from injury this year. Like I feel like his 3-point shot was like
Hmm.
developing game after game, and he was still inconsistent and stuff. And I'm sure we'll see a game of in the playoffs at some point where he doesn't shoot well. But like, I mean, he's getting to his spots. Well, like all these shots for the most part, like there hasn't really been many opportunity. I mean, many times he takes a shot where I'm like, what are you doing there? You know what I mean? Like he's like a pull up mid range. He shot it, and I was like, I did think like, what the hell is that? And then he hit it. So I was like, all right, I'll stop judging. Like I'll shut up. Um, yeah, he's been great.
As far as like guard mentors go, Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday is
Mm-hmm.
about as good of like a two-way
Absolutely,
guard mentorship program that you could have. So
absolutely.
yeah, I think there's a lot of good like veteran leadership on our team, and that you can tell that Dame is just still obviously a leader on the team, even if he's not out there on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And Scoot, ever since he got drafted, was doing workouts with like Steph Curry, and I think we've kind of just seen the fruits from that start to bear.
Definitely.
This early in his career is not what I was expecting, but yeah, I'm excited to see how he continues to develop, because if he can become someone that can apply real rim pressure and finish, uh, and like improves his vision and IQ when it comes to passing, then he's going to be a legitimate star at that point because he'd be able to do everything. So I'm excited to see what happens with that.
I agree. Um, I so I'll pose this question to you because
Hmm.
I think it's kind of interesting. So I've seen a lot of talk about Giannis to the Blazers. If because especially because you guys have a lot of their picks, that's like a big part of it.
Hmm.
Are you including Scoot in a Giannis trade?
No, I
I
wouldn't even
I
want to
agree.
trade for Giannis, honestly. Like,
Really?
yeah, I think unless they would take like just a horrible offer for him, then yeah, I mean it's still Giannis. But Giannis is starting to get up there in age. He's had injury concerns. It feels like going back the last few years, and
Mm-hmm.
especially this year. And like it feels like there's just a whole media circus that's starting to come with Giannis at this point, where Shams is just tweeting something else about where his preferred destination is, and it feels like almost none of it is coming from Giannis's mouth. So
Yeah.
it's obviously if Giannis came to our team and we didn't have to give up Scoot, and all we had to do was give up like Sharp and like somebody else and a ton of draft capital,
Mm-hmm.
our team would be probably top three team in the West. But
Whew, that defense would be
um,
crazy, man. That defense would be
defense and Dame
unbelievable.
would be back, so we'd have a lot more floor spacing.
Dude, Dame and Giannis
That'd
pairing
be
back up in Portland this time is just like that's like what a story, man. Like what a story tale. Like that's
yeah. but
that'd be cool. A fairy tale
it
realm.
would. Yeah, it would be super cool, and we would definitely be really good. But yeah, I'm just like I don't know. I'm good off the whole Giannis thing. We have so many we have like a war chest of assets right now that we can
Hmm.
use to kind of build our team the same way the Thunder did. And easier said than done. Not everyone has Sam Presti in the front office, but we
You guys have
I
a
would love to see us
you do
try
have a
to.
great owner though.
I would love. Oh, no, don't get me started on that. I'm rooting against the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL playoffs just because he owns their team. But uh, I would love to see us try to build a team from the ground up, homegrown,
Hmm.
and then like that way you can extend your players easier, pay your players easier. I think it'd be a lot, especially like by the time we're done with all these picks we have, Scoot would be in his prime. Sharp, I could go on all day about Sharp just being wasted potential, but
Yeah.
I can't really see him developing into that much of a good player. He just doesn't seem to have much feel for the game, which is fair. I mean, he got hurt so much growing up playing basketball that he never really had a chance to have like that much play. He didn't really. I don't even think he played in college, did he?
Not much if he did. Yeah,
Like
I don't think he did. Yeah, I don't think he
definitely
did.
not in March. So like
Hmm.
he never really got a chance to really get much of a feel for the game. So he's basically still in his development stages right now. So yeah, but I would. That's what I would love to see us do is
Yeah,
go through the draft
he
rather
didn't
than.
play in college. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
I would love to see us go through the draft though.
I agree with you. I think you guys don't have to do a Giannis trade, but a big thing also is like, so I'm 100% under the belief Giannis is getting traded this offseason. I don't want to get
I
into it. Like
agree.
I'm tired of talking about Giannis trades, but like I saw a report today that I mean they just signed or they just hired Taylor Jenkins. I don't know if you saw that to be their head
No, I
coach,
didn't.
and it happened like a couple hours ago. And then the report came out like an hour later that Giannis and his team haven't talked to Bucks front office since the trade deadline, and like they had nothing to do with the hiring of Taylor Jenkins. So I'm assuming based on that like this isn't. I mean, maybe he likes Taylor Jenkins. Maybe this is like a match made in heaven, and everything just works out fine, and he stays in the Milwaukee. But like, since he's had no say in it, that kind of tells me like you're not our future here. We're deciding like we're looking towards Ryan Rollins and whatever else we have, and like I like Ryan Rollins a lot. He's not the number one option, obviously, but but like the Bucks are absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. They're gonna trade
Yeah.
Giannis to Houston is what I think, and for like Şengün and some other trash, and like it's gonna be
Oh yikes.
yeah, it's gonna be awful. That's what I personally believe. But like, it could be the Knicks still. I've just been on the train of he won't be the Knicks, so like I'm gonna stay on that side. Um, but like I just don't think it's. I think whatever happens with Giannis, they're gonna get a cheap deal for him, and it's nothing's gonna be good. But like for you guys have their next year pick. They have their pick after that. I think it's like the best of Bucks, Celtics, and maybe Sixers. But like the Bucks will be the worst team, and then you have the pick the year after that too. So I think you have the next three Bucks picks. Like I mean, if I'm trading
I
for Jan,
want those picks,
yeah, like if I'm you guys,
honestly.
unless like I would trade the next like I would trade two of those three picks for Giannis if you like were if you had to. I'm not trading all three, and like if anything, just keep the picks. The Bucks are gonna trade them somewhere else, and then like you just get to get the top pick next year, right? Because the Bucks are probably gonna be the worst team
Yeah.
in the league or second worst next to the Kings or something. Like it's
If they trade Giannis for Şengün, yeah, they're going to be
yeah,
the
like
worst team in the league.
but like realistically, like who in the league could they trade Giannis for that like let's say they trade him to the Magic and they get Paolo. It's like Paolo is not going to save the Bucks and make them into like a playoff team. Like there's nobody.
Hmm.
I mean, Giannis can't even make them into a playoff team. So it's like there's nobody in the league that they could trade for to elevate that roster that much. I think the Bucks are completely screwed unless the Blazers are included in a trade. Which like I don't see why the Blazers would give the Bucks their picks back unless they're getting Giannis. Like what? Like there's not there. That's might be the
Hmm.
most valuable aspect that might be the most valuable asset in the league is those Bucks picks. And like
Hmm.
I don't there's I mean unless you're trading for like Luca, like I don't know what I'm giving up for those. Um
Yeah.
so or like what I'm, getting back for this. So yeah, I think the Blazers are in a really good spot. Um but yeah, Kling in this series has been a little bit weird and I hope that he can kind of figure it out. This next game, like if Wemby can't play, which he's still yet to be out. I know the concussion protocol is only 48 hours, and then like it could be longer than that. You have to be out for at least 48 hours, and then this game's like 4 days later or something after the other game. So like there's enough time for him
He
to
could
get.
play.
Yeah, he could play in game three, which I think would be like crazy. I mean, the dude literally got knocked out. Like he was asleep on the ground. There's no way he's not like actually severely concussed. I mean, I know he was doing cardio and stuff yesterday. Shams reported that, but like, I think that would be medical malpractice if he plays game three. There's just no way that is like. I mean, Wemby's an alien. I know he's like capable of things that regular humans aren't. But like, I just don't. I don't know. I would hold him out a game. Um, but yeah, like I think that's a must win for the Blazers of any game that Wemby's out. Like you have to win every game he's out, and Klingon has to look really good. Like this could be a huge game for him to like build momentum or whatever, get back on track because he has to dominate Luke Cornett. There's like if he loses that matchup again, like I don't really know what I would think about Klingon after that. But yeah, I don't really have anything else. What's your projection? Blazers Spurs.
I'd say Spurs in 6.
I think that's fair. I think I would take the. I think I would have the Spurs winning one of these next two games, even if Wemby doesn't
Mm-hmm.
play.
Yeah.
I think they were just like kind of frazzled too much with like since he dropped mid game, and then like they can actually game plan for without him. And they were a fine team when he didn't play this season. Like he didn't play a lot of the games, and they were a good
Yeah.
team.
They're very deep team,
Mm-hmm.
shooting, guys that can create off the dribble. Lots of good defenders still. They're still a very good team without him.
Yeah, it's a big test for De'Aaron Fox. He has to step up big in this next game, so that'll be intriguing. I think I'll agree with you. I think I'll say Spurs in 6, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Wemby, they're saying like a week from when he got hurt was or I think 5 days away was game 5, and then 7 days or 8 days or something was game 7. So like, I think the game 4, 5, and 6 are much tighter than the in between game 2 and 3 for you guys. So like
Yeah.
that'll be intriguing to see. The more games he misses, like if you guys are up 3-1, I'm telling you, like that's really hard to come back from. But I mean, it is Wemby. Well, it's kind of hard to. It's possible to count them out. I agree with you. Though, Spurs in 6. The next series. Um, let's talk about the Magic Pistons series because that game 1 was kind of crazy, and I know game 2 was like just a brutal beatdown. I want to pull up the exact third quarter. So it was actually 38-16, but I believe it was a 31-3 run. Do you know for sure if that like does that sound familiar? I don't remember for sure.
I
I
I
think
was at work during this game as well, so I
okay.
didn't get to watch this one.
I think it was a 31-3 run or somewhere I know it was 3 points for the Magic and over 30 for the Pistons. It like 83 points in a playoff game in 2026 is unbelievable. And this Magic team, I hate that I bought into them at all after what they did to the Hornets. Just like a brutal beatdown where like the Magic played basically a perfect game, and then in game 1 they kind of did the same thing. Like they just like out muscled the Pistons, which we haven't really seen teams do for the most part this season. It was just Cade versus everybody. Um, and
Hmm.
like they played another great game. They took really good shots and they were hitting them, and they came out with a crazy, shocking upset win. But then this game 2 was just like a complete reversal of that. They shut down the Magic entirely, and the Magic completely resorted back to the team that we've seen them throughout the season that are just like not good. And so at this point, like I think the Pistons might win in 5. I think they might just like that might have been like their wake up call, and they just stopped them out. Maybe 6 at the worst, but like I see no way this goes to 7. I don't. I completely am back on the Magic hate train. I hate that they made the playoffs, and yeah, this team sucks. I don't like anything about this Magic team, honestly.
Yeah, the Magic, I'd have no like ill will against any of their players. I think Franz Wagner's a fun player to watch. I've always enjoyed watching Desmond Bain. He's always been one of my favorite players in the league.
Mm.
Paulo, like I don't like have anything against him as a person. He's just not good. I don't think he has like that
I
good of a feel for
yeah,
the game.
I have a lot against him as a player. Like he might be my least. No, he's my second least favorite player because Shengun is my least favorite player. But like,
It's just the reason I don't like as a player, the only thing that pisses me off about him is that he's like a human tank and it feels
mm,
like he just wants to be Kevin Durant and he just can't shoot the ball. In the playoffs for some reason he can shoot the ball, but like I have a feeling like at some point the numbers have to start going back in the other direction because there's like a 300 game sample of him not being able to shoot. But
yeah,
yeah, I would probably say the Pistons in 5, even though I had the Pistons losing to the Cavs in round 2, and I think I'm honestly more confident in that now, just because it feels like Cade is literally they're going to be their entire offense this playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's just going to be hard to keep up with a team like the Cavs playing like that. The Pistons need more secondary creators on their team.
Yeah.
Um, just someone that can take a little bit of the pressure off Cade, because as good as Cade is, and like as much of an offensive supernova as he can only do so much when teams are game planning for him and they don't really have to worry about anyone else that's on the court with him. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll be able to get out of this series just because the Magic are really bad, and that's why they ended up as the 8th seed. But I think they're going to really struggle in the second round against the Cavs if someone else isn't able to just get hot at the right time.
Yeah, you can't. It's pretty tough to win a playoff series when through two games your second leading scorer is Tobias Harris in both games. Like,
Yeah,
and like the Magic are just like letting Tobias Harris shoot the three, and he cannot at all. And so like it's and the thing that I really want to talk about, Jalen Duren has been awful in this playoffs. Like the defense has been terrible. The offense is non-existent. He's not even rebounding that well. Like it's it makes no sense. He was so impactful throughout the season, like just like bullying people down low. He's really good at rebounding, and then like in this playoffs, he's just become like a mouse. Like he's like it's just strange. I really didn't expect. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be like some unbelievable dominant playoff player, but I wasn't expecting him to like drastically drop off the way that he has. And like you said, it's Cade. It's a 1v5 on like every possession. It feels like they're just sending like doubles and triples and 4 or 5 teams at him, like 4 or 5 players. Because like I will let Asar shoot, I'll let Duran shoot, I'll let. I mean, like even like I'll let. You can't really let Duncan Robinson or Kevin Herter shoot, but like basically everyone else on his team, I will let shoot.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they, I don't know who it is at the in the offseason that they should trade for. I mean, I think they should have traded for MPJ at the deadline, and I think like that would have really like that could have
That
helped
would
their
have been insane.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that
that would
really
have
could
been
have
really
helped this
nice.
team a ton. And I know that was rumored and stuff. So like maybe that's somebody that they trade for. I haven't really like thought too much about the offseason because like the playoffs are currently happening. But I'm sure
Mhm.
there's like Trey Murphy or somebody that they could go for. But like they need somebody that can create their own shot. And like I mean they were playing Danis Jenkins like a ton of minutes in the first game specifically, like probably too many minutes because but like they almost have to because he's the only guy who could create his own shot. And like it's just like
Barely.
well, yeah, but like it's they really lack a lot of creation on this team, and it just shows like every single game.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Pistons fans sending death threats to Karis LeVert on Twitter.
Oh yeah, he shouldn't play again. I'm
Um,
not gonna lie, he shouldn't play again.
I haven't like gotten a chance to really like watch a full game and see what's going on, but based on my background knowledge of Karis LeVert, it seems pretty on par with what he normally does in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just poor defense. Not he's not taking smart shots. Like it's just kind of like what his time has been. But like he also is at least supposedly able to make his own. Like he's supposedly able to create his own shot, and so like that might be why he has to still play because I mean, like we said, like there's just like none of these guys they're just sitting on the 3 point line waiting for Cade to pass them the ball because otherwise they're just gonna drive and like just run into their defender. Like it's I thought this Pistons team was I mean I had them making the conference finals pre playoffs and it's not even like because I overly believed in them. It's just because I thought that they would run by the Magic easily and then I wasn't a huge Cavs believer, but the Cavs have looked so good in the 2 games so far. I think there's a really good chance they might just sweep the Raptors, um, and maybe 5. Like the Raptors, just they've got a lot of problems at the moment. Uh, I mean, we could get into that next if we want, but like it's yeah, I think I'll go Pistons in 5, 6 at the worst if the Magic just steal another game. But like I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Pistons just like win by 10 plus in 3 straight games and just move on. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this I think like the Magic have to. I mean, they're obviously firing Mosley. They have to make some trade. There's no way you just run it back with Paolo and Franz again and like try to chalk it up to like we had some injuries, like we haven't really seen the potential of this team because I mean, like maybe you trade Jalen Suggs. I would trade Paolo before I would trade Franz. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, and then like I mean Desmond Bain has to be better too. He wasn't able to hit a single three.
Paulo Paulo's going to be hard to trade though because his contract's about to kick in. Like,
Yeah, and he's making
I
like
don't know what team's going to want to pay him 50 million a year based on what they've seen
yeah with
him
the
do in
player
the regular
with a
season, unless
Hmm.
Unless you have a coach that will like use him like Giannis and like have him just battering ram his way into the paint, because I think he can be a good valuable player if he worked on his passing and like worked on his shot selection.
Yeah, like there's just like a
There's no reason he shouldn't be good.
yeah. I mean, there's just like a ton for him. Like we don't have to get too into it, but like just to like raise the surface, like he has really bad touch around the rim, which like somebody his
Hmm.
size can't be the case. Uh, he's not like an amazing rebounder for somebody his size. His defense is like lacking a ton. This was like his best defensive season, and it still wasn't very good. Um, and he's not a good passer. Like he drives inside and like he can make good passes at times. I mean, he had like 8 assists in this past game. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good passer, but like he made a couple good kickout passes, especially in game one. Like I could think of like the two Wendell Carter threes that like there were early on in the game that like he assisted on, but like it's still like not great enough to like warrant as like a plus for him. There's just a ton of holes, and then he's not a good shooter too. So it's like and if he used it, like when he does use his size and he gets to the rim, like he somewhat is unstoppable at times. But like he'll do it twice in a row, and he'll be like, "Nice, Paolo, like you learned." And then the next one is like a hezzy pull up three, and it's like, who do you think you are? Like So yeah, I have no faith in the Magic after what I saw in that last game. We let's talk Cavs Raptors because that game is also tonight. Game three up in Toronto. Is Pirtle even going to start in this game? It might be CMB starting instead of him. I heard Darko Rakovic talking about like they don't even know who their center is going to be at this point. Um, this series is so over. Like it's so over. The Raptors have. I mean, I didn't really have a lot of faith in them going into the playoffs. They like the second half of the season was much worse than the first half of it for them. But like, man, they look terrible through 2 games. I mean, like this has been like my least favorite series to watch through 2 games because I mean, Emmanuel quickly is hurt, and like that's a big thing for them too. But yeah, Pirtle in this last game played 9 minutes. Like you're playing CMB and Sandro Mamukelashvili at the five exclusively because Pirtle is unplayable. Uh, Bi is not a good play. Like he's just been terrible so far. He's been like easy to defend. They're just letting him shoot a million mid ranges and like he's not hitting them. So like that's been and he's turning the ball over a ton. There's like multiple things you can point to across the board. Scotty Barnes has been really good and RJ Barrett has been good for them. But like they don't have the 3 point shooting to really contest with this team. They're like this is a terrible matchup for them. Really, like the double big is just like
Yeah.
they have a power forward and CMB, which is like a 4.5 kind of guy. Like he's like it's like a weird like I love CMB. I mean, shout out Gamecock legend, but like he like I went into the draft saying like I don't really know where he fits, and I hated that he went to the Raptors because I feel like he's a 4, not a 5, and Scotty is like an ideal perfect 4. So like is CMB gonna bulk up a ton and be a 5? Maybe, but like I mean he's such a good rim defender. Maybe he could be. It's just a weird fit. And yeah, they're
Hmm.
just so much smaller than them, and like they don't have the defenders to guard Harden and Mitchell, and it's just showing so evidently. And they're very much so missing quickly, but like you can add quickly to this lineup. It's not going to really change anything, I don't think.
Yeah, the biggest lie ever told is that James Harden's a bad playoff player because, we're in year whatever now, and he's basically just solved offense to the highest degree where he's just like able to manipulate a defense however he wants. And
Mm-hmm.
I was a little skeptical on like a Garland for Harden trade at midseason. It felt like it was kind of just a lateral move, but Harden has just been fantastic. And, I just like the Cavs just have too much firepower. Honestly, they're not really a 4 seed. The East was just weird this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just as capable of getting to the finals as any team in the East right now.
I agree.
And like you were saying, like Mobley and Jared Allen are just a brutal mismatch at the big position
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, on both sides of the floor. And Brandon Ingram, he's a player that is kind of just a predictable playoff dropper. He's not like he kind of relies a lot on tough shot making, and
Yeah,
he's not really an insane shot creator in terms of getting space. He's more just a guy who will get to his spot and he's able to shoot over you. But yeah, the Raptors just don't have enough offense to hang with the Cavs in this series, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they get swept. I think they'll get one. Like I think they have like one game at home where their role players will get hot and win a game because it's just so hard to get a sweep in a 4 or 5 matchup. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is just it's an awkward matchup for the Raptors for sure.
I'm trying to think like when's the last time we even saw a 4-5 sweep? Like it's got to be like I could think like LeBron versus the Pacers, but like that's I mean that's like 2018. Like that's it's probably
Didn't that series go 7?
no that was four LeBron swept them, but it was like the Pacers led. They outscored them every 1, 2, and 3 quarter, and then they got outscored in the fourth all 4 games. LeBron hit like 3 game winners. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
wasn't that was the Raptors,
Oh,
right?
am
I
I
think
wrong?
that was the second round. Yeah, that was the Raptors. They would
Oh
LeBron just
yeah,
like took
you're
over
right. No,
until
you're
the
right. You're
fourth
right. You're right.
quarter.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that was 7 games. You're right. Um, yeah, Harden. I don't want to say he. See, like he is a playoff dropper at times. We've seen numerous times that like he scores like 8 points in a game, or like in a game 7 will shy away and stuff. So like he's not a perfect playoff player. But he's not a bad playoff player. Like if anybody thinks that, like you're wrong. He like I mean he
Yeah.
consistently like what is this his Rockets, Nets, Sixers, Clippers. This is his fifth team, sixth if you count the Thunder, but like that doesn't really count. Like his fifth team where he's been like the number one guy or like a lead option, and he just like I mean especially this Cavs team, which was like the most set up team that he came to, and he just went to it and like he's like all right I'm the offense now. Like he's the system everywhere he goes, and everywhere he goes it works. It is like one of the most undeniable systems ever, and he's very impressive. 22 turnovers from this Raptors team compared to 12 for the Cavs, and it's 8, 13, 15, 18 of them came from the Raptors starting lineup, where Pirtle had 2 in again 9 minutes. Um, Ingram had 5. Like it's just they. I don't think this Raptors team is it, and I don't really know like where they go from here. I really have no clue. Like I feel like
Mhm.
you like maybe it's trading an RJ Barrett or quickly. I don't think they would trade RJ because he's been really good this year. So it's like maybe you trade quickly. You can't trade Pirtle because that's probably the worst contract in the league. Nobody's taking that. So like, and then like, are you trading Bi? Like we just saw him go for Bruce Brown and like a second round pick. Like what else are you possibly trading him for? You know. So I think that they're kind of just screwed, honestly. Like unless like crazy development comes from Scotty or CMB or something. Like I don't really know where they go from here. Um,
And
yeah,
like as good as Scotty is, like his development will probably never be a player who's going to be like a lead offensive option, and that's
mm-hmm.
desperately what the Raptors need. He'll probably peak as like a top 5, top 3 defender in the league,
Yeah,
but I don't think he'll ever be a guy that can lead your offense. They just need somebody else. By the way,
mm-hmm.
4 or 5 sweeps, only 2 of them in NBA history. The Suns swept the Spurs in '92, and the Wizards swept the Raptors in 2015. So the Raptors are one of the 2 teams that's ever been swept in a 4 or 5 matchup.
Interesting. That's good to know. I'm calling it. I'll call my shot. Raptors sweep or Cavs sweep the Raptors. I'll call it here. I'll look so
I'll
smart
give
when
him one game.
I'm gonna look
I'll
so
give him
smart
one
when it
game.
happens. I might make a clip and post it on TikTok. Um, that's interesting though. That's a fun stat to know. Yeah, this Raptors team has just been not particularly good, and like we said, like I mean, the ability to like run a 4-5 with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and then like sub out Jared Allen and put in Mobley at 5, and like they could put in Dean Wade, who's been really good, and like they have good shooters off the bench, they have legit creators off the bench, like they have good defenders in Keon Ellis. Like it's just this Cavs team is deep. I was giving them a lot of respect, like before the playoffs. I was talking to, like my friends who are Knicks fans and stuff, saying like this Cavs team is very real, and I am upset with myself that I didn't take them over the Pistons because I was saying the Cavs could make the finals, but I did feel like it was kind of like all 4 of them could. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of out on the Knicks as a finals contender. I don't think that they beat the Celtics in the second round. Um, Spoiler alert: I had the Celtics beating the Sixers. But um, yeah, it's I'm very excited for the East second round. The first round's kind of like whatever for the most part. All right, let's go on to our next series. What do we have left? We have Thunder, Suns, Lakers,
Thunder,
Rockets,
Lakers,
and
and
Celtics.
Celtics.
Let's talk about the Lakers because they're up 2-0. They 2 wins in LA, which they were the underdogs for both of them. And I'm so upset with myself. Like I've literally like almost been losing sleep over this series, and not because of like necessarily what's happened. I mean, I guess what's happened so far, but like I like a month or two ago tweeted saying I don't care who the Rockets face in the first round, they are getting swept. And like, because I was just like, this team sucks. They're an abysmal clutch team. They have no good shooters besides like Reed Shepard and KD, and like their entire offense just results into like KD save us. Like Şengün is not that good of a playoff player, and I don't care what he did against the Warriors last year. Their center was Draymond Green and Trace Jackson Davis. Like that's like who's not even playing for the Raptors now, who don't even have a center. Like that shows like how not real he is, you know. So it's like Şengün has been terrible, terrible, terrible in this series so far, um, and like the whole team has like I mean I think Ime has been coaching a terrible series as well. I think he's legitimately a fire candidate.
Yes.
Like no doubt about it in my mind. I know that Shaq had him as coach of the year, because like
Does Shaq watch the NBA? Like dead
no.
serious, but he just watches the Lakers. That's it.
Yeah, like I think he watches like 5 games. Does he watch the games that like they cover? Like what are the TNT crew doing during these games? Like are they just like on their phones? Like they're in the studio. Like what else are you doing besides watching
they
the
come
game?
back. They come back to the studio. It feels like Ernie and Kenny are like the only ones who watch the game, and then Shaq and Chuck just like argue with each other for the entire time that they're on.
Yeah, like they were interviewing Chet last night after the game, and like they asked him like some like really stupid question. I don't even remember what it was. And like oh yeah, Charles Barkley asked him like, oh, was it his left hamstring or was it right? The Jalen Williams, like, did he hurt his left or his right hamstring? And Chet was like, I don't know, I didn't see it. I just saw he like left. Like I was playing the game, and it's like Charles Barkley, how do you not know? Like every like what? And then Ernie was like, "Oh, by the way, it was his left hamstring." Because like we had known for like an hour at this point, like which hamstring it was.
So bad.
Like come on. But yeah, this Lakers series. So I'm like, so the reason I'm pissed at myself is because I said the Rockets are gonna get swept no matter what, and then I let the Luka and our Reeves injuries like completely cloud my judgment. I took Rockets in 5, and I'm
I
so
had the same.
like I'm just so mad at myself because like not even in like, oh, I could have looked so smart had I stuck with it, but it's like I don't know why I put any belief into this Rockets team that I've been doubting all season long. Like I put belief into them before the season started, but then they quickly proved me wrong. And so it's like I I've been down on them all year, and I'm just annoyed with myself that I let myself buy back into them, despite those injuries. Like, and it's fair. Like I think a lot of people had the Rockets winning this series after those injuries happened, but like I mean, LeBron's been amazing. Luke Kennard has been unbelievable. Marcus Smart was huge. DeAndre Ayton.
He is an insane player, man.
Marcus Smart or Kennard? Oh yeah, Kennard's been amazing.
Kennard, man.
He's been like lights out shooter. I mean, 20. I think
Yeah, he's just
through 2 games. I mean, it's a 2 game sample size, but I saw like he has more points per game in the playoffs as a Laker than like Magic Johnson, Kareem, like a ton of other like legendary Lakers. Like it's very funny. But he's been just like I saw JJ Redick had a quote after the first game where he said he was talking to Luke Kennard and he said like you shooting 38% or so on like 8 threes a game is way more impactful in this series than you shooting like 45% on 4 threes or 3 threes, which is so correct. Like Luke Kennard, and I mean both games he's been wildly efficient, like great shots in basically every shot he takes, and he's kind of been like a Rockets killer so far. Nobody's really been able to stick with him. The real story is LeBron, though. The dude's 41 years old, and he is, without a doubt, like by far the best player on the court. It's unbelievable. Like I feel like because we've seen LeBron like every year. It's like, oh, he's 39, he's 40, he's 41. Like everyone talks about how old he is, but it's like I feel like we're not gonna really like fathom how insane that he's this good at this age and still like head at the rim dunking. Like it's just like it's like humanity insane. Like just the things that he's able to do at this age.
LeBron, if he wanted to play until 50, could play until like he would
No
still
question.
be a like average NBA player at 50.
Yeah.
Because like what he's doing at this age, yes, it's not LeBron James anymore, but like he's like a supercharged Aaron Gordon basically, which is still like a top 25 player in the league.
Yeah.
So, and he's playing even better than he was during the regular season right now because now he's got more on ball. Like all season, we saw him kind of turn into an off ball player now that they have Luka and Reeves to run the offense, and he's like fully turned into an on ball player. And the Lakers offense really hasn't missed that much of a step. which has been the case ever since Luka and Reeves went down. Like the whole end of the season, the Lakers' offensive rating with just LeBron was the same as it was with Luka and Reeves on the court. And now in
Mm.
the playoffs, they're still able to generate a ton of offense against one of the best defensive teams in the league. So as far as the Rockets go, Şengün is probably like it's not even enjoyable to hate watch Şengün because like you just feel bad. Like it's just miserable to watch him play basketball. He like it, you know the Stephen A clip where he just brags on Kwame Brown like
Mm.
there's not one post move that he has much memory that he could do 2 times in a row. That's how I feel every single time that I
Yeah.
watch him play. Um, Amen Thompson, as like electric of an athlete as he is, as elite of a defender as he is, he like his in between game, as much as it got hyped up for improving this year, is not that good. Still
Mm.
can't shoot. Like
Yeah.
they're just a very easy team to guard because like the best floor spacer they have besides KD obviously is you can just throw a double at KD and his brain explodes, or Reed Shepherd can shoot the ball, but you can bring him up in every single
Yeah.
action and score on him because he can't play defense. So
Yeah. And
they have a very poorly constructed team.
yeah, and then like Ime, so he's like Ime's like all right, this is gonna sound rude, but he's like legitimately dumb. So game one, let me pull it up. Reed Shepard plays 36 minutes in game one, and he scores 17 points. He shot 20 shots, which like it was way too many, but he went 5 for 14 from three, which like I'll live with. And he scores 17 points, but like obviously the defense is abysmal, terrible, like no question, nobody's denying that. But then in this past game, they play him 11 minutes. Like I know he went 0 for 4, but like I don't care at all. They play him 11 minutes. He's the only guy on your team that could shoot a three-pointer. Like, what are you doing? They went 7 for 29 from three in this past game. It's just unbelievable. Like, they only 4 players shot free throws for them, which is kind of insane. But like uh, he needs to play high minutes in the series because they have nobody else who could shoot the damn ball. Like what is Aaron Holiday doing for you? You know what I mean? Like there's no reason for him to play over Reed Shepard. And I get all the defensive liabilities and the switching and all that stuff that comes with it, but like you need to get a bucket on the other end too. You're gonna be able to get some stops, but like you can't score the ball. And Reed Shepard's like the only guy who can. Or not the only guy who can score the ball because obviously the KD and stuff can, but like Jabari Smith Jr. is like their best 3-point shooter right now. Like that's terrible. It's I don't know. Like I mean, Josh Okogie's playing like major minutes. It's like what are we doing? Like it's just I don't know. Amen.
Terrible team.
Yeah, like there's just like so many holes on this roster, and I know a lot of Rockets fans are complaining like, oh no Steven Adams, no Fred VanVleet, but like I would argue no Luka, no Austin Reeves. How about that? You know what I mean? Like the fact that they
Yeah.
are seamlessly just like our 2 best players or our first and third best player are out right now, and like it. You wouldn't even imagine you could if you said Luka and Austin Reeves are out and Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet are out. You would think that Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet are the 2 All NBA caliber players. One of them who's going to be All NBA first team. You know what I mean? Not Luka and Austin Reeves, who like you would think are 2 bench players that don't matter at all. And like I don't want to deny that like Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet are very impactful because they are, but like and especially Steven Adams, but like also like your entire game plan was revolved around like missing shots and him getting you offensive rebounds. Like it's just like it's I don't know. The Rockets have so many holes. Yeah, like you said, KD, his brain like literally falls out of his ears the second you throw a double at him, and you might as well throw 5 at him every time because like anybody else shoot the ball, I'm okay with. It's kind of shocking that like, he's still not able to handle double teams. It's been his entire career, and it's actually debilitating for this team. Like he's not a great passer either, so he kicks the ball away and like it goes to nobody. I mean, he had 9 turnovers in this game, but like, and that stat kind of got overblown because like a lot of those turnovers were passing to his teammates and they drop the ball, or like he gets doubled and then his teammates are just standing there like with their mouths open, drooling on themselves, like watching the ball happen. Like they're not like actually trying to go get the ball off of him, and so it's watching the Rockets is genuinely not fun, and I really hope this series gets over as quickly as possible because like I don't want to watch this team anymore. Like I feel the same way about the Magic that I do about the Rockets. I hope that Şengün's not on this team because moving forward, like I don't know, I guess it's a Giannis trade, but like I just hope that they change it up in some way. Like if a men's not gonna be able to shoot the ball and Şengün's gonna like, you're 7 foot and you have like maybe the worst touch at the rim I've ever seen ever. Like it's I don't know. They need to make like drastic changes to this roster, and like I almost question if KD's on the roster next season. Like I almost question if he's going to be like, this team sucks, get me out of here for like the 90th time, you know? So like,
yeah, it feels like wherever KD goes, like
oh, I agree. I think like the burners
there's always
also
an
have to
issue
do with
with the team.
this. Like I think the
Yeah.
burners like legitimately like hurt their team's confidence and cohesion like the second that got leaked. And to be fair, nothing that he said in those burner tweets were wrong. Like basically everything he said was correct. But like, I mean, the basketball related things. I don't want to talk about like what he said about teams' mental capacity and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
um, it. Yeah, the Rockets have so many holes, and it's not just in an Ime fix, and you bring in insert coach. Like that's not just what it is. There's no one fix, like one size fix all kind of thing at all. Like it's not even like a get Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams back and we'll be better next season. Like yeah, you will be, but like this team is like very clearly like drastically far away from competing in any facet. And I mean, it begins with like a men developing any form of an offensive game, like even shoot a mid range, like just be able to shoot the ball from outside 5 feet. Like Şengün be able to do anything on offense, like be able to defend the ball at all too. Like it's and those things won't, at least especially the defense. That's never gonna happen. Um, if I were them, I would trade Şengün for Giannis because at least like you improve there. I don't know. Like I think also Şengün's a good enough player in return where like I don't think you have to give like 9 firsts or something crazy. And I know like I'm questioning that as well, but like in comparison to the other top player, like the other players in return, like a Shaden Sharp. You know what I mean? Like if you're trading Shaden
Yeah.
Sharp for Giannis, you're giving a ton of picks back. And so it's like I think with Şengün, like they could probably try to argue the Bucks into like Şengün and 3 firsts or something, which is like not a debilitating trade for you. Um, yeah, this team is like they are many, many, many fixes away from any form of legitimate like competing, and I think like I'll take the Lakers in 4 or 5 at the worst, because also like KD came back for game 2, and so I took the Rockets in both game 1 and game 2, and I feel really stupid in it. But like I thought, especially game 2, like KD comes back, like it was close enough in game 1, like there's no way they lose game 2 with KD in, and then like they still do, and now they're talking about Austin Reeves and potentially Luka coming back in round 1, and if not round 1, then round 2. Like if they do come back
They
in round
will
one,
get
like
obliterated
dude, like
if
they
Luka
might
and
win
Reeves play.
even if just one of them comes back. Like they might lose by 40. Like this is like uh, I I don't know. This Rockets team has zero hope in my mind. I really think it's 4 or 5 games based off what they've shown me so far. Like I maybe if they shock me in the next game and like they get a win, but like I don't know. This team is not impressing me at all. And I know they're way better at home. The Rockets are. Um, I don't know, man. Like LeBron's been so good. It's kind of shocking that he's still to this day proving like that he's in head to head versus KD, like that he's the better player. And it is really cool to see them head to head again, like defending each other and stuff. Like this is probably the last time we're gonna get to see it. So it's crazy that like 10 years later, after those finals performances and stuff, like we're still seeing it happen, where they're both leading their teams. Um, but yeah, this is I'm done seeing KD as the number one option. I'm so done with it.
Mhm. Yeah, just two things. Like at the start of the year, we talked about Fred VanVleet not being there was going to hurt the Rockets in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and you can just tell like they sorely miss his creation skills.
Mm-hmm. And
Like just having someone on the court that can make his own shot and make a shot.
yeah, and also like the ability to like have a random 40 point game or something. Like Fred VanVleet in like what is it, game threes or fours or something is like one of the best players of all time, at least like points per game and stuff wise. Like they just missed the ability to like have a guy go off. Like they literally don't have any of those guys right now. Like I don't even really trust KD to have like a 40 point game. Like
Yeah, no,
it, I,
because they can just throw too many bodies at him. There's no one else they have to guard.
yeah.
But JJ Redick has just outclassed Udoka as a coach. And JJ Redick got so doubted when he got hired, which is fair. He had no coaching experience, but like
I believed.
he is a great coach. He's one of the best coaches in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like this Lakers team before the season. I think I had him as like a play-in team because I just really didn't think. I thought LeBron was getting too old. I thought the Luka Reeves backcourt, they're Ayton down low. They're not going to be able to play defense. And JJ Redick turned him into a machine that probably would have been the 3 seed if it weren't for injuries at the end of the year. So I'm excited to see, like, with Redick, moving forward into the Doncic era of Lakers basketball, like, they can get him the right personnel because he seems pretty tied in with the management, like, who that gets added to the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what he's able to build because I think the Lakers could definitely eventually get a ring down the line with Luka.
Yeah, we both had the Lakers at our 7 seed under 46.5 wins was what we projected, and they won whatever 53. Yeah, like JJ Redick is just, and like the fact that Luka missed so many games, Austin Reeves missed so many games, LeBron missed the first like 2 months or whatever with sciatica, and like they just, I mean, it's so, and then like even like their big offseason additions were Jake LaRavia, which I was saying like I was hyping up that offseason acquisition a lot. Like I thought it was a really good one. And then DeAndre Ayton, you know what I mean? And I was like, this sucks. Like they basically are just running back the same team as last year. Like I have a lot of questions. And then I mean Luka has looked so much better than he did last year. Reeves obviously took a massive step up. And then LeBron, like I think that time off really helped him a lot to like be healthier throughout the season and also being able to be a third option. Like he can go all out in this playoffs and he really is. Um, and yeah, like the fact that like I mean Aiton has been good in the playoffs relatively, especially like for his abilities, you know, like or like what he's shown in the past. I think that they have a lot of room to improve in the future moving forward. They have 3 firsts as well. I know that like that's a big talking point that people always mention. So like that'll be interesting to see. I'm sure that they'll use them in some way. Like they never actually draft players; they just trade them for players. Maybe they trade them for Giannis or something. I don't know. I doubt it, but like that'd be really fun. I'm not gonna lie. That like a Giannis trade. I guess you have to trade Reeves, but it's like I would do it. Like that'd be crazy. But not, you know that's dumb. Like the Lakers are in a good position, absolutely, and they're gonna get like unbelievably stomped by the Thunder in round two. Like I I'm pretty confident, even with the J Dub injury, which I get. We can get to the Thunder next. Next, we'll talk about Celtics Sixers last, I guess, which maybe is wrong of us, but whatever. The do you have anything else to say about Lakers Rockets? I'm saying 4 or 5. I'll say a 4, just to
Like 5. I'd say I'd say like 6 because I think the Rockets will win a couple at home. But
yeah. I'm gonna say 4 just because I'm saying 5. Yeah, there's no way they get swept. But like if they
two,
get,
4, 5 sweeps in one year.
that
Let's
is
make it happen, Silver.
yeah. That honestly like that'd be fun. Like I know sweeps aren't fun or whatever. But, like this series being a sweep would be kind of fun. Um,
Yes, to get the Rockets out of the playoffs as quickly as possible.
yeah, that is
Would be
that.
a lot of
Nothing's
fun.
more fun than that. Less than goon watching. I'm in. Um, Thunder or Suns. We could probably go over this one faster, although it's my favorite team. But like, I mean, they are just like so clearly the better team. They kind of like stomped out the Suns twice. The second game definitely was way closer than the first one, and the Suns did bring it within 10 near the end of the game. Like it was, I was sweating a little bit there, even though it was still a 10 point game. Like they went on a little bit of a run near the end, and like Dylan Brooks was making it exciting, doing a lot of trash talk and stuff. But the Suns have no chance, like no chance in the series. I don't even think they're gonna win a game.
Yeah, I could see the Suns like winning one game just because first round Shea likes to gimmick and randomly shoot 20% from the field. But
Yeah,
Dylan Brooks has been really impressive, honestly. Like he's getting the ball and taking it off the dribble and making his own shots, which is
hmm
just like I know he's been doing more and more of that the last couple of years, but he's been like a legitimate second creator for them. Jalen Green has looked okay, like way better than he did last year, which is a lot
yeah,
more than you can expect against a defense like this. But yeah, Shea was fantastic last game. Just great playmaking game, getting downhill, finding open shooters. Chet, that third quarter from Chet, I texted you during that third quarter. I was like, it feels like I'm watching Kevin Garnett right now. This is like insane. Just his impact
yeah.
defensively. And when his shots falling in, he's like one of the best players in the league. So
hmm I, s-
I think four games is probably what I'd go, even without Jado. I'm not really too worried. They played so well without him all year.
yeah.
So
I will say, so the J Dub, it's a grade one hamstring strain. So they're saying they'll evaluate him in a week, and like he'll be like on a week to week basis. I
mhm.
think that like it's a grade one hamstring, and it's also the other hamstring that he was hurting. So like it's not like like an injury worry about like the like oh that's the same one that's been messed up. Um, I think he'll miss the rest of this series, no doubt. I could see him back mid series next, like mid second round, and if anything, hold him out to the
Mhm.
conference finals, which I've seen a lot of Thunder fans saying, like just rest him. There's no need for him in the second round, which like he's very important in the LeBron matchup. I think if he's not out there, I probably am not taking a sweep versus the Lakers, because like he is like very important for the defense, and I mean he was this is not an exaggeration the best player in the playoffs through 2 games. Like he was that impactful. All the
He
event.
was amazing in that first half. Like
Yeah, I mean
just
he
insane
had
driving to the basket. It
19
was
points in the first half of game two, the most in a half of his career. Um, like yeah, he was, or at least in the playoffs. I know that. I think in his entire career, yeah, he was so impressive. Chet, like you said, I mean, he had 4 blocks in like 2 minutes or something. I think it was like
So insane.
I think it was like I remember the exact stat. I didn't see it on Twitter. I saw it during the broadcast. I think it was like the most blocks within. I don't know if it was a quarter or if it was within like a certain like 5 minute threshold or something. But it was like the most in like 20 years or something, like a very long
It was
time.
it was in it was in one quarter. Yeah, he had four. He had like 4 blocks and 10 points in like a 4 minute span.
Yeah,
He had a span where he had like 8 points in 53 seconds. He hits a three, gets a alley dunk. Like
hmm
he was just dominating that third quarter. It was so fun to watch.
yeah. I mean, I told you like I said it in the preview of this series. Like Chet is maybe the MVP or whatever of this series. Like he was going to be like the most important player for this Thunder team because this Suns team just doesn't have like their center rotation is it's changing game by game. Like they don't even know who they like which centers they like the most, and so like Chet was just going to be able to feast in this matchup. Like and a lot of these guys like to drive to the basket a lot too. And I mean, obviously, Chet is an unbelievable rim defender. Um, yeah, D Books is not shooting the ball enough. I mean, 14 shot attempts in this game. Both Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks took 23. Like and that's just like this is the second game where he shot considerably under 20. I think last game he shot like 17 or 18 shots. Like he's got to shoot
Gotta
the ball.
empty the clip.
You have to shoot the ball more than that if you're him. It's not enough from him, and he was still impactful in other
Yeah.
ways. But like, yeah, and then Jalen Green, he hasn't been terrible, but like the 3 point shot, he's taking like a lot of like questionable shots. He's turning the ball over in a ton, and like a lot of them are his fault, where he's just like loose with the handle or like just trying to do something fancy, and he's just like doing too much. Because this Thunder team, like if you let the ball even an inch too far from your body, like it will get poked away. Um,
hmm
and I'm seeing a ton of people like complain about the like the physical ness of the Thunder and like how they're being overly physical and like they're the refing isn't fair. Like I'll just say frankly, shut up. Like the Shea push
I
off that
don't.
people keep pointing out, like Shea pushed off on Colin Gillespie on this play. Like this is so unfair. Colin Gillespie did it like 5 times in that game alone in game two. I've seen a different clip from like every quarter of him doing the same like forearm push that every guard in the league does. Like I had one of my friends today in class tell me that like the push off that the every guard does, Dame does it, Scoot does it, Drew does it, like everybody, right? He said like that's Shea's move that he popularized it and that everyone in the league does it because of him. And I'm like, did you watch basketball? Like, I said like, did you start watching this year? Because like my entire life that's been a thing, and before I was born that was a thing. Like Jordan
Kobe
made
used to do that
Kobe
all the
made a
time.
career off of it. D Wade made a career off of it. Every guard makes a career off of it because you have to get open in some way. Like, dude, Jerry West was doing that. Like, it's just what you do. Like, it's how you make
Yeah,
open. Like,
that's
it's
just
like,
basketball.
yeah, dude. Like, I do it when I'm playing pickup. Like, it's just what you do to get open. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
I yeah.
the one thing I will say is like a valid complaint about the refs is Devin Booker got a couple very
Oh
interesting
my
calls in
god,
that game. Like the save and
dude.
bounce, he was so clearly not trying to hit J Will with
The
that
tech
ball, and
was
like the
so bad. I tweeted out saying
that
like,
was
"What the
horrible.
hell was that tech?" Because like that was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
The
That
other
was a bad
the
one.
tech he got in game one was bad too. I remember that. I
I
don't.
don't remember that one,
I
but the foul
yeah.
he had to Caruso where he was like he pump faked and went up. He like maybe grazed one of the hairs on Caruso's nose
Mm,
and like got an offensive foul for it. I thought that was bad. Obviously, those don't make any difference in the game, and the people saying like, "Oh, the refs are breaking it for the Thunder" are brain dead.
yeah.
But
Smallest one
yeah,
of the
I
smallest
can
markets
understand
in
why
the
Devin
league.
Booker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand why Devin Booker was mad in his post game because he's been getting some very. I don't know what he did to these officials. I don't know if he like is
Yeah.
doing something outside of the court with these officials, like family members or like what's going on. But
Yeah.
he's did not get a favorable whistle in that first 2 games at all.
Yeah. I don't disagree at all. I'm I'm certainly biased with my team, but like I feel like I'm an unbiased enough sports fan, just like in general. Like I've always
Mhm.
somewhat prided myself. I'm sure I've like said that a million times to you on this podcast before. That like I think I'm unbiased enough to know like when things are like out of unfair and stuff, and like the physicality that people keep talking about, like the Thunder, like that the Thunder are overly physical, and like they get to be more physical than other teams and stuff. Like I feel like teams like I mean I truly just don't believe that to be true. Because like I'm seeing what teams are doing to Shea when he's off ball. Like he's either getting hugged entirely, like just somebody wrapping their arms around him, or like he's trying to get to the ball and his arm is getting dragged from behind like a kid like pulling their mom to the ice cream truck. They're doing anything they can to like stop him off ball from getting to the ball. And like it's not just Shea, it's like I mean like Chet is getting like overly pushed around too. Like it's just always been a thing with this team. And like I think that the narrative is just like people just want to push an anti Shea narrative, and like it's become an anti Thunder narrative because of it. It's very annoying because it's like I don't get why Shea doesn't have any of the grace that like other players have gotten. Like he never got like a everyone likes him period. Like I've seen some people saying that like he's the only superstar in the league that never had like a like nationally well liked part of his career. Like he just went from like rising player to like immediately hated by everyone. And he used to flop way more than he does now. Like his free throws have gone significantly down from the first few years he was averaging 30 to now. Um, I don't know. I don't want to talk about the flopping stuff because like that's I think it's just stupid and it's like a pointless conversation. But like it's just annoying because like I think people don't actually like watch these games at all. And I like if you watch the Thunder team from like an unbiased perspective, like I just don't see how you don't enjoy watching them. Like they turn defense into offense, and that is like the like ideal form of basketball. Like that is what basketball is about.
The Thunder have, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like probably 5 or 6 of my favorite players in the league. Like Shea's one of my favorite players of all time already. Like
Mm-hmm.
probably top 5 favorite player of all time. He's just so fun to watch. I don't understand how you can sit there and like see a modern Michael Jordan and not
Yeah,
enjoy watching it. Like
like
it's just
it's like art. Like he gets open on anybody. He can get to the rim on anybody. He it's just
yeah.
every shot he takes. It's like it's a good shot. Like I'm never really questioning anything he does.
It doesn't make sense to me how can you not enjoy watching a guy who's having the greatest clutch season statistically since the stat was invented? Like you
Mm-hmm.
know that he's going to probably hit a game winner every time the game is close, and people are sitting there complaining about it. I feel like it's gotten to a point where fans don't even like get any joy from the game anymore. They're just always looking for something to hate on,
Yeah,
and
like
that's probably
they
why
watch
Shea hasn't
games.
gotten his.
Yeah, they watch games to complain. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, Shea. That's why Shea never got his like everybody likes him period, because people have gotten to the point with social media where like I
Mm-hmm.
just hate everything and I'm miserable all the time. So
Yeah, and hate is more
I don't know. It's a
popular.
shame.
Hate is more popular online than
Hmm.
positivity. So like, yeah, and like also like and the way that Shay's improved year over year, like even this season, he's. I mean, I saw a stat the other day. He shot like so he was shooting 60% on twos this season, which
Hmm.
is like just unbelievable.
Insane.
Like that's better than Shaq. Like Shaquille O'Neal's best season was not 60%. Like that. Like that's just like it's almost unfathomable. But he shot 68% on the road on twos. Like 68. It was basically 69%. It was like 68.8 or something. Like
That's
what?
silly.
Like like like
That's silly.
like that's like, you can't even do that on 2K. Like it's hard to shoot 70% on 2K, dude. Like it's like what the hell, man? It's unbelievable. And like his passing has improved just like leaps and bounds this season. Like he's not an
Oh
amazing
yeah.
passer, but like he's a legitimate playmaker because he has so much gravity, like almost Wemby level gravity, where just everyone crashes on him and then he just kicks out the three over and over again. Um,
You saw it
yeah.
in the game, but he had a play where he was posting up, and like the Suns literally had their whole team like
Mm-hmm.
huddled around the paint basically, waiting for him to drive, and they got an open three out of it.
Yeah,
So
and like it happens like 10 times a game, and then like this like one of the most underrated parts of his game that like is another part. It's just like how do you watch this and not enjoy it? Is that he's a legitimate like great rim defender. Like I feel like he's the second best
mm,
rim defending guard in the league next to Derek White because he's just like one of the best of all time. But like he in game one he met Oso Iguodaro at the rim and like completely blocked him. Like he stuffed him. Like this is a 7 foot center going for a dunk and he just like rim and stops his hand. Like it's like what? Like that's there's no like I don't want to like hate on any of the top superstars, but like Luca, Giannis, like or not Giannis, like Luca or Jokic or like any of the other top superstars, like nobody else is doing that. I mean, like I guess like Giannis and Wemby are, but like those are like defensive superstars. A lot of like
like there's no other guard
no,
really
yeah,
at like a superstar level that's been doing that since like Dwayne Wade. That's
yeah,
really the
like
last time we probably saw a guard do that kind of stuff.
yeah, and D Wade was a better defender than Shea, like especially like on ball and stuff. But like Shea
Hmm.
is just, I mean, like as like a fourth or fifth best defender on the court. I mean, he might be the best fourth or fifth defender on the court like ever. Like he's a legitimate like he's so lengthy too that he can get into every passing lane, and like I said, he's a great rim defender. Um, he's I feel like he's still underrated, because like of like the way that people like just dislike him so much. Like I feel like people don't actually realize like how good he is, and maybe like they won't until down the line. Like I know, and we can get off of this after I say this because I don't really have anything else to say besides the Thunder are going to sweep. Um, but I know like Bill Simmons, and like we talked about it recently, but like he changed his MVP vote from Shea to Jokic like after like a week after the season had ended, and he said it's because he doesn't feel like in 10 years from now he could look back on the season and say like I didn't vote for Jokic, and it's just like what are you like that like you're implying therefore that like Shea like had a season that you're gonna look back on and be like it was all right, like it was fine, you know what I mean, like it's not memorable. It's just like that's like if you're looking back on this season, that like the two players you're gonna be like, oh, like 2026, that was Wemby and Shea. Like at least that's in my mind. Like that's how I will remember this season. Is like the come up of Wemby, like he finally was healthy and like like dominated, and then the fact that Shea was so efficient, so good, like whatever. Like it's just, and like Jokic is in that conversation too, but like he missed a ton of games and had a down stretch. Like Shea was never bad, like 20 points in every game. Like it's just like I don't know, man. I just he's underrated and disrespected, I feel.
I would say, yeah, I definitely won't like looking back at this season. I know Jokic has like the crazy numbers, and he's the first player ever to lead the league in rebounds and assists or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
honestly like this is the least impressed I've been with Jokic, which is not saying much. He's Jokic, but this is
Mm.
the least impressed I've been with Jokic in like 5 years, probably. Like, I don't really think he's like playing at like he's definitely playing at an MVP level, but he's not playing at like this. Oh, you look back, how did he not win MVP level? If you
Mm.
actually go and watch these games, because the entire second half of the season, he just wasn't really the same player that we're used to seeing because of the injury. So
Yeah.
I don't understand like how a guard shooting 55% from the field and averaging 32 points a game isn't worthy of an MVP in some people's eyes, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah. And I
it's the
guess
media.
the last thing I'll say is shout out to AJ Mitchell because like essentially his first two playoff games, and when J-Dub goes down, I mean we'll see him. He might be starting in these games. I wouldn't be surprised if he is, and if not, he'll probably be the sixth man. Maybe they'll put in Case and Wallace because they like the AJ Mitchell off the bench kind of stuff. Like he could be the playmaker when Shea's not out there. But I mean, he was my sixth man of the year. The fact that he wasn't even a candidate for it, I think, is egregious. And
It's pretty
like,
nasty.
yeah, he is so impactful. Like he's just a stat sheet stuffer. And this wasn't even like the best game from him, and he was still like super impactful, like an elite defender while making like very efficient on the other end. I love AJ Mitchell, and I really feel like when it's all said and done, like that will be one of the best Sam Presti picks. Will be like, how the hell did he get him in the second round? Because I think he's going to be like one of the most impactful players through this dynasty. Like he'll be a future starter for like champion like after the second championship, which I think will happen this year. Like I think he'll be a starter maybe the rest of his career for us. At least I think he should be. I think he should be starting over. I don't think Lou Dort should be on the team next season, but that's a different conversation. Um, all right, so last series, Celtics versus Sixers. It's 1-1. That game two was. Did you get to watch it?
I believe I was at work for that one as well.
All right. Well, the I think VJ Edgecombe. I want to start out mentioning him. He's been like, I mean, he made six threes in that game. He scored 30 points, 30 and 10. I think he was like I saw some stat like about like how he was like the first rookie to ever do that, or I think like since, or the first rookie guard since Magic Johnson, I think in the playoffs or something like that to do that. Like VJ Edgecombe has been amazing, specifically in the game too. But he's just like he's playing with such a uh like ferociousness and like like it's like a hard nosed kind of play that like it does not feel like he's a rookie in his second playoff game at all. Like he's so confident in everything that he does out there. And I liked him coming out of the draft. I wasn't like extremely high in him, but like I thought he would be a good player. But like he's just I'm floored by how good he is. Like he legitimately might be their best player like soon.
Yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
could say. I mean, it's a shame really that the Sixers can't stay healthy because
I wish Embiid was
Tyrese
out there,
Maxey,
man.
is Tyrese Maxey. He's an amazing offensive player. BJ Edgecombe is like never really. It even feels like since the start of the season, it's never really like he's a rookie. He's
Yeah.
just seamlessly fit right in and been a great player. Paul George, the return of the Mac. We're back. Paul George is back, baby.
Yeah.
So he's been playing well. If Embiid could just stay healthy,
Paul
like the
George.
Sixers could so very easily. Is that his jersey back? I thought
Yeah.
that was Harden.
No, I
That's
just
nice.
I just got it the other day at like a thrift store for like $10. It was pretty fire.
If Embiid could just stay healthy and not have like the worst luck, like how the hell does he
Appendicitis,
just
man.
randomly get appendicitis? Like this guy gets the weirdest injuries ever.
Yeah,
And
like
if
Bell's
he could just stay healthy,
palsy
the
and
Sixers could win the
appendicitis.
East.
Bell's palsy and
Yeah,
appendicitis. Like there's no other athlete ever who like it's like it's like oh ACL tear, sprained ankle, whatever. Like he's like it's just I don't even like want to say like what the next thing could be, but it's just like because I'm speaking it into the existence, but it's just like it feels like you're spinning a wheel with him, and it's like oh like the some insert random injury that like he's gonna get like scurvy next
it's the
year or
kind of
something.
stuff you see on like 2K where like they do like the total injury report. Or, like,
Yeah, like dropped phone
Embiid
on
as a
foot while on the toilet will be out for 2 months. Like,
yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they like find some brand new disease that Embiid has
yeah,
somehow managed to contract, and he's the only person capable of having it in the world because of his very specific genetic makeup. But
yeah, it's embedicitis or
he is
something.
he
Yeah,
is insanely unlucky, and if he could just like stay healthy and not be cursed by the fucking creator of time, he could.
yeah,
I feel like the Sixers could easily make the finals with the team that they currently have constructed with an healthy Embiid on their team.
yeah. The Sixers, I think like you mentioned like Paul George earlier, like that 25 game break that he had for being suspended, I think has done like wonders for him. He's looked since
Mm-hmm.
coming back in the regular season and in the postseason, he's looked really, really good. He looks very fresh. His defense has been like great. Like it's actually gone back
Mm-hmm.
like
He's an amazing like third player on their team.
yeah, like he is legitimately one of the best third options in the league right at the moment. Like great shot making, taking good threes. He's been able to like get assists, rebounds, play. Like I said, like he's a legitimate good on ball and off ball defender now. And he wasn't like a bad one in the past, but like he looks like he's like 4 years or 5 years younger on defense right now, which
Mm-hmm.
like it's
Yeah, it looks like late Clippers PG all over again.
yeah. And I think like they've had some impact off the bench. I mean, Drummond has been awesome in this series so far. I mean, the fact like Drummond shooting threes, like I've had so many conversations about this recently. Like if a guy like Drummond, who, I mean, what is he, 34? Like he's 32. Like if he's able to develop, that's way younger than I would have thought. Like if he's able to develop a 3 pointer, why the hell can other guys not when they're 23, 24? Like,
They
and
don't want it as
it's
much as Drummond does.
clearly, but it's not even like he developed it over time. Like he just went from like never attempting a three to being like a legitimate, decent corner 3 point shooter. Like you can't leave him wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and he's obviously like still a top tier rebounder. I saw one stat that was kind of funny. So he has the most, or like one of the most playoff experience on this Sixers team.
Mm-hmm.
He before this series had 17 games played in the playoffs. What do you think his record is in those 17?
For what?
Andre Drummond had
Oh,
17
like games played.
prior playoff games played. What do you think his record
He
was?
was on the Pistons all those years. I'm gonna say this was his first win.
He was 2-15 in those 17 games.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say because the Pistons were like the 8th seed every time they made the playoffs. Then they got smoked by Giannis that one
those
year.
those two
Got
wins
smoked by the Cavs.
those two wins were when he was on the Lakers with LeBron. So like he didn't even win when he was with the
Oh, the
Pistons.
post up, the
Yeah,
game where he's like copying
yeah,
LeBron's post. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Like so like and he lost with the Bulls too. Like it's just yeah. But the Celtics this specifically the second game they just like nope. Derek White could not hit a 3 pointer for his life. I know that he's shooting like 30% or something like that since January, and it's just been a tough season for him offensively. I mean, defensively, he's still been amazing. And like Neemias Queta has been really good too, but like I feel like he wasn't great in that game either. It's just across the board, the Celtics were not very good in that second game. I think Nick Nurse honestly just outcoached Missoula like very clearly in that game, which is shocking to me. I mean,
Nick
Missoula,
Nurse is
yeah,
an elite ATO coach,
yeah. I
which I
saw
saw Jeremy Lin talking about
that's
this the
that's
other day.
yeah. I saw Jeremy Lin break it down like every opening quarter it goes to Paul George and like out of timeouts it's been like I think he's like
Mm-hmm.
75% or something it was like completion like a bucket rate that they get like that Jeremy Lin video was very interesting. And it showed like that I was a little bit too low on Nick Nurse maybe because I didn't think that he was like as good as he once was, maybe. And like Missoula was my coach of the year, and I thought it was very clear that he should have been coach of the year. And like Nick Nurse coached kind of circles around him a little bit in this game, like a 14-point win against a team that like didn't have business losing to you. Like with no Embiid, like the Celtics should not have dropped a game with no Embiid. And any win that the Sixers can get like gives Embiid a little bit more time to come back. If he comes back in the series, I'm still taking the Celtics, but like it's good. Like if he can come back, especially going back to Philly now. I haven't seen anything about him being back for Game 3, but like maybe Game 4 or something. Like a 2-2, like and Embiid's back now. Like that, the Sixers legitimately could win that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing I noticed most when I look through this box score is that Tatum's the only person with a positive plus minus on the entire team. I don't even know how that happened with
Yeah,
him playing almost the entire game.
man, Tatum,
But
he almost looks like the best version of himself ever.
yeah, I don't know what kind of
Like it's
LeBron trip to Germany stuff they had him on during that
yeah.
recovery process, but he like just I cannot believe that he's back and playing this well already.
Like it's like it's not even just like a sports medicine like oh this is changing it because like obviously it is like it feels like it's like this is like something that should be talked about in like a humanity like there's like human existence sense of like how is like he's pushing the envelope of like what humans are capable of in recovery. And I know athletes are different, they have like more resources and like they also just heal faster because like they're crazy athletes, but like it just what he's able to do post Achilles tear not even a year later like just immediately being back to like a top NBA player. It makes no sense to me at all. Like, I don't. It's actually, I can't even like talk about it because it's so insane to me. He's so impressive.
Yeah, especially when you look at like Dame tore his Achilles right around the same time that, or like before like, Tatum tore his
Mm-hmm.
Achilles last playoffs, and Dame's not even like close to being back yet. He's going to need a whole nother offseason before he's ready to go. Tatum's been playing since what, March,
Yeah, the
February,
beginning of
something
March.
like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
that's I don't know. That's and he came like right when he came back to the lineup. It took maybe 2 games of like he's looking like he has to like trust himself on his feet again, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was perfectly fine after that. So
But even in that first couple games, like he was immediately one of the best rebounders in the league. Like he just like, I feel like
mhm.
the time that he took off, he was able to just kind of like look at the team and assess it and like kind of realize what things he would be able to help out with when he came back in. And like he realized his shot was gonna have to start like he was gonna have to see it fall a lot of times before it would be consistent and things like that. But he just immediately found impact in any way that he could. He was a good hub, good rebounder, like still fine on defense. He and like I said, he looks like I mean this past game 19, 14, and 9. Like what the hell is that? Like how is that even possible? Um, Jalen Brown was a -9, but like I feel like he was like not actually a -9 in this game. Like I felt like he was maybe like I feel like he might have been more impactful than Tatum honestly in this one. So like I don't plus minus is like that's why it's kind of tricky to read into fully. Um, but then I want to pull up the game one as well because I mean the Celtics just took it right to the Sixers. Like they got just stomped out in that game one. Um, like Edgecombe wasn't. I mean, it felt like a rookie in his first game. I'll say that. But like even Tyrese Maxey wasn't able to really score the ball that consistently, and Neemias Queta is just like he's big in this series, and even Vooch was playing pretty well in that game one. Like it's just Adembona and Drummond are just so different than Embiid, and like
Mhm.
I'm like obviously they are, but it's such a drastic fall off from center one to center two that like I just don't know unless Embiid comes back like very quickly if like I could see it starting to go like Celtics.
I think the Celtics will win in 5. I think honestly, this
Yeah.
game was just like one of those Missoula games where like the mindset of we're gonna shoot 100 threes and
Mhm.
see what comes up from it. This is just a game where they went cold from the 3 point line, and it's not something the Celtics do very often.
Yeah, and like you said, yeah, if you shoot 53s a game, like it's going to come back. I mean, they shot literally 53s and they made 13 of them. Like that's just something that you can bet won't happen again. Also, the fact that the Sixers shot better from three than they did from the field. They shot 49% from three. Like I think it's probably fair to assume that doesn't happen again. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I, I I'm trying to think of like what else I wanted to. I mean, Peyton Pritchard was not great in that second game. The defense was pretty poor, and like when Peyton Pritchard, I feel like he's the type of player like those like one side of the ball kind of guys. Like if your shot's not
Mm-hmm.
falling, like it's ugly. Like, because obviously he's never going to
Yeah.
be a good defensive player. It's kind of like Reed Shepard a little bit. Obviously Pritchard's way better, but like it's to the same idea. And yeah, I want to shout out.
Pritchard
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Pritchard's kind of just been a playoff dropper his whole career. He's a guy whose game doesn't really translate that well to the playoffs. It's similar to Ty Jerome in a way, where like there's these like scoring supernovas off the bench that like once they're actually keyed into on a game plan, like hey, this guy's going to come off the bench and he's I don't know. Pritchard starting because I haven't actually been able to watch a game.
No.
No. Yeah, so this guy's like coming off the bench. He's the guy we key into coming off the bench, and like as good as Pritchard's handle is, as good as he is of a jump shooter, being a specialist in the playoffs it's very easy to get played off the floor.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and they're also like this past game. I mean, they had three guys have more than 10 minutes, and one of them was Baylor Scheinman with 11. And like the game was kind of out of hand a little bit, so like I'm sure that skewed the minutes too. But I feel like the Celtics aren't really using their bench a ton so far in this series, so that's been kind of interesting. Like they're running their top guys a lot. Like Tatum's getting, I mean, he almost played 40 minutes in this game. Like it, I'm sure they know more than we do, but like it makes me question like, is that too many minutes so quickly for him, especially in the playoffs? Like these minutes are so much harder than a 40 minutes in the regular season. Like is that going to be, not to say like he's going to re-tear his Achilles, but it's like is there any concern with like him getting injured like I don't know. It's I just like not something to look out for, but like I guess that's somewhat of a concern. I do want to shout out Baylor Shireman though because he's been like just awesome this whole season. Like just I mean he's shooting like almost 50%.
Their rookie class has been immediately impactful.
Yeah, like I mean I know like they're not all rookies. I know like Shireman's not a rookie either, but like it's like Ron Harper Jr. was super great for them this season in times. Like, I mean, Garza was an impactful player for them. Jordan Walsh was obviously impactful. Like, Hugo Gonzalez, I had on my all rookie second team. Like, he was very impactful for them this year. And he was huge when.
I don't know why I thought Shireman was a rookie.
Well,
I just remember him cooking Oregon.
Yeah, because he didn't like he was like a off the bench like small minutes guy last year, and then. Like, yeah, I could see last year he played 12 minutes a game. He only played in 31 games, and like he averaged 3 points per game. But then this year, like all of his efficiencies are up like drastically. I mean, his field goal percentage is up 10, 3 point is up 8, and free throws up 15. And then like all of his stats are up massively too. Like he's been so impactful for them this year. His 3 point shot is like he's the kind of guy at this point almost where it's like he shoots it. I'm assuming it's going in. He's been awesome this year for them. He's like a very much so impact player, and I don't think that he's like a playoff dropper kind of guy. Like I think that he's gonna be, especially down the road as he continues to play more years. Like I think that he's gonna be a guy that can be a legitimate playoff contributor for them year after year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna say Celtics in 6. I think I don't think Boston wins both in Philly. Um, I'm praying Embiid comes back, man. I really am. I saw that he like just started ramping up though. Like I think it was like 2-3 days ago. So it's like it feels like it's like you kind of had to start ramping up a little like a week ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm probably going Celtics in 5. I don't think
That's
they'll
fair.
lose another game.
That's fair. I just like maybe it's me hoping that like, Embiid comes back and stuff. Man, if he doesn't come back at all, like we were so close to. Like, I mean, it was a healthy season from him. He looked like not prime Embiid again because the defense wasn't there, but like he was really good on offense this year, and like he was finally healthy enough. I mean, he played over 50 games. Man, it's so unfortunate. We were so close to the playoffs, and like just like what was it? Not it was like with a game or two left in the regular season, and he gets hurt. It sucks so much. But yeah, I think I'll say Celtics in 6, but I can't blame you at all for saying Celtics in 5. The see, like I felt like I alluded to it at the top of the show. Did you see any of the stuff about I don't have anything else about the what's your final stake? Like what's your finals predictions? Because we didn't hear any of your awards or
I
playoff
had
stuff.
the Knicks playing the Thunder. I don't know how confident. It's the one thing with the Knicks is like for some reason they own the Celtics, and I feel like if
Yeah,
they beat the Celtics, they're gonna make the finals.
I agree.
So I'm just gonna stick with it, and I'll look smart if it happens, or I'll just be wrong if it doesn't. But
I think the winner of that Knicks Celtics series is who I would have in the finals. But I do honestly at this point Knicks Cavs, especially with how good the Cavs have looked and how kind of questionable the Knicks have looked, I like that series would be pretty good. Like I know the Knicks looked really good against them in the regular season, but like I think that the Cavs could like especially if they hit like if they get into a Pistons series and they kind of roll into that one like roll through that one too, which I don't think that they will. I think like that could be a great series as well. But like if
That'd be a
it,
good series. Yeah.
yeah, but like if let's say the Pistons kind of still sputter against the Magic and they go into that one with a lot of questions and the Cavs just roll right through the Raptors like and then they this is a lot of hypotheticals and then they beat the Pistons pretty well like I could see the Cavs making the finals. I don't think it's unforeseen.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That would be fun.
It's cop outy or whatever. Like I really feel like any of those top four can make the finals, which is like that's why I'm so excited for the semis and conference finals in the East. I think like every game is must watch. But did you see any of the? Have you followed along with the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel stuff that has happened?
I saw. Yes, apparently this has been going on for like 6 years.
Yeah, it's and like what people are talking about today.
She like named her. She named her kid Mike, right?
Yeah, and like people are saying like now that people are like asking for like a like not anyone related to her, but like fans are saying like we should get a DNA test there and stuff. Like
I saw that. Yeah.
it's I don't know. Like I tweeted. I mean like even like this morning I was tweeting about it saying like I feel like she's getting too much hate, and then like all of this stuff came out like an hour after I tweeted that, and I just had like all these people in my mentions. I had to just mute the conversation because I was like I'm just getting flamed right now. I have to stop. But like I do think I do think the narrative around her was unfair because like against him like nobody cares at all that he's a part of it. Where like I feel like it's like they're both guilty of this. Like she's a journalist. Like you shouldn't. It's like complete ethics 101. Like you cannot have relations with a player or an athlete that you're like covering. Like that's yeah. But like it's also on him. Like he's clearly using her as like a leak to like get things that he wants done. Like pushed by the media, like an AJ Brown trade to the Patriots, or like Max Crosby to the Patriots, or whatever. And then like I know she also voted for Drake May for MVP, and she voted for him for Coach of the Year and stuff, and she's voted for him for Coach of the Year numerous times. I don't know. It's like I don't really know what else to say about it besides just like it's crazy and like she's losing her job, but like he has like no repercussions besides he has to like go to therapy. I think it's like just like what, and it's like marriage counseling. It's not even like team based. Like you have to go do this, to stay with the Patriots.
That's the patriarchy at work right there.
Yeah, it's also it's the Patriots at work too. Like it's
the Patriots at work.
Yeah. Did you see the James Pierce report that came out today?
I think the NFL just hates punishing people that work for them. Like, it's unbelievable. What did he do? I forget. I know he did something really bad. But
I don't. So I guess like I shouldn't report on it for sure unless I know for like remember exactly. But I know it was Rakea Jackson, the WNBA player. I think he like it was like assault against her, and then she like contacted the police, and then I know like that he like fled the police. And it was like a high-speed chase. I think he like got into a car accident. I think he like tried to flee them on foot. He threatened to like
my god.
I think he threatened like suicide and to kill her or something like that. And he like it was like I'm sure you're reading right now. It's an like I just like I was so grossed out when I read it a couple months ago, and like nothing came of it for the last few months. And then now they're saying like you has to go to therapy, and like if he stays out of trouble for 6 months, then like all legal troubles are gone, and like she's not pressing charges.
Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, fleeing police, resisting arrest, misdemeanor, stalking. So basically he committed a misdemeanor and 3 felonies, and he's going to get a 6-month pretrial intervention program, and if he stays out of trouble for 6 months, he can go back to playing football.
Yeah, which like
that's insane.
And then like I'm sure the NFL will be like, oh well, like because the NFL always has to do their like you didn't get legal trouble, but we're going to suspend you 2 games. Don't do it again.
Yes.
Don't almost murder someone and stalk them again, dude. Don't do that. It might be 4. It could be 4 games next time. Be careful. Like, it's like it actually is like legitimately sickening to even talk about because I hope that she didn't just get paid off because like your life
That's
is
probably why.
I'm assuming, but it's just like your life is at stake here, and like it's also like such a bad look for like other people who have to go through similar things that you're willing to just like accept money to like be like I'll forget about it, like.
Yeah.
Because also, like, how much money does he have to give too? Like, I don't know.
Someone who's dealt with it, like, how to handle
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah. Like
know,
that's wrong of me. You're correct, but it's just like I don't know. It's such a gross situation that we probably shouldn't even like
yeah,
talk about it more. But it's just
it's it's
it's
nasty. I
shocking
didn't
that
even realize it was that bad. I forgot. I thought it was like a DUI or something,
no,
but I
it's
didn't realize
shocking
it
that
was
he's
that
going to be
bad.
able to play football again. Like it's I was honestly out like nothing. I mean, I don't. I'm not even going to say nothing against him, but like it's just like I didn't want him to play football again. Like he doesn't deserve to play football again, and so the fact that like he likely will,
Yeah,
it's gross.
yeah. One of my closest friends and roommates is a Falcons fan, and he was like, "Yeah, he's not playing again." So he's going to be he texted our group chat this morning. Actually, he was surprised that he was allowed to play again. So
Yeah, like that's I'm honestly I'm shocked about it. And then the last thing is the NFL draft tonight, which I know that you said you weren't like super locked
yeah, I don't even
into.
know who I want my team to pick.
Yeah, I so the Giants should have 5 and 10 after they traded Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals and they got the 10th pick back, which I love Dexter Lawrence. Like he's one of my favorite Giants of all time. That was a fantastic trade. I can't believe they
That
got
was
the
a great
I
trade.
can't believe
Yeah.
they got the 10th overall pick for him. Especially like he was I mean, he's 28, about to turn 29. He was very outwardly saying I don't want to be a Giant and like a trade demand and all that stuff and he wants a big contract, which I think he just got today. It was like a 380 or something like that which like isn't even
Hmm.
crazy. I don't know, man. I'm I'm happy that we got a 10th overall pick. I'm very sad that we let go of Dexter Lawrence, who was arguably our best player. I know he had a bad year last year, but it was still like a very like it was a down year, and he still had like a really good season. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's still like right up there for the best nose tackle in the league. Like he's right there with Derek Brown or whoever else you want to throw into that
Yeah, I think
conversation.
I would say he's pretty easily the best nose tackle in the league. I think he's honestly one of the best nose tackles of all time. Like every advanced stat is like pressures wise and everything. Like few players have ever been as good of a pass rusher at the nose tackle position as he is. Um, my ideal situation at 5 and 10 is either Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, the linebacker and safety out of Ohio State, um,
Yep.
or like I'm not opposed to any of the corners, like specifically Mansour Delane. I wouldn't be opposed to Jermon McCoy's the corner out of Tennessee, but he had an ACL tear last year, so like there's injury problems
That's
there.
someone I've seen that the Seahawks might pick if he falls to 32,
Yeah, Jermon
which
McCoy is like he's really good. I like him a lot. I know there's like people are saying he might not be a first rounder because of the injuries. That's TBD. I honestly I do not want Jeremiah Love. I know a lot of Giants fans do. I don't. I have said numerous times now, and I was called crazy by 3 different people today because I said this take. I think Jeremiah Love is closer to the tier of running backs in the last few years of Najee and ETN than he is to the Saquon, Elliott, whoever else is up there. And
I don't
all of my friends have
I
said
don't know
they
why he's
like, yeah, go on.
considered this like generational running back. I really didn't see that from him. Like I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, like
Like I don't think
I think he's going to be a good player. Like I'm not saying like I think he'll be better in the NFL than like ETN and Najee, who are specifically Najee, who's like quite frankly not very good. I'm just saying specifically as prospects is what I'm talking about. Like I think he'll be better
yeah.
than them, but like to be a like they're saying Cardinals at 3, Titans at 4, Giants at 5 is like
I saw
realistically where
that.
he goes. Like which by the way, Cardinals at 3 they just signed Tyler Algier. They still have James Conner. They still have not Michael Carter, Trey Benson. They're fine at running back. They have like a bajillion other holes that they need to fill, but running back, sure, I guess. Even though our quarterback is Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett, who's holding out as a backup. But that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I think like I understand why the Giants would do it because like Scatabo injury concerns and stuff, but like it's just I just don't see it. A fifth overall pick running back, like you have to come in and be like Bijan Gibbs level good like today to be a fifth overall pick. I feel like you can't like especially like we already have Scatabo like what like and Scatabo was so impactful when he was healthy last year. And by the way, it's not like he's injury prone. He had a hip drop tackle that broke his ankle. Like I'm gonna assume that doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? It's not like he like twisted his ankle 4 times last year and it was like oh my god again. So like I mean, is it Malik Neighbors injury prone because he tore his ACL? You know what I mean? Like no. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they go Jordan Tyson at 10. I think that's very possible. I've seen Carnell Tate rumored to them a lot too, which I don't like Tate as much as I like Tyson. Um,
Really?
yeah, I'm not honestly. I'm not even a huge fan of these receivers in this class. Uh, yeah, I'm just like I'm so nervous, man. Like the last time we had 2 top 10 picks, we left with Kayvon and Evan Neal, and I thought I and
I
everyone
forgot
else
about that.
thought like that was like every grader gave it an A plus. They said Giants had the best draft, like et cetera, et cetera. And then obviously Kayvon was like a plus player, but it took him a handful of years to get there. And Evan Neal is like a backup guard now, so like that's cool for like the worst O line in the league. Like that's awesome.
Your best bet is drafting out of Ohio State
Just
because
twice.
Ohio State just
Yeah.
produces gods on the football field. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of guys. Like I mean, like I said, there's Arvo Reese, who I don't think will be there. I really think the Jets are gonna go with David Bailey, which I'm gonna laugh out loud if they do. Like he's like
oh my god,
like
his lack of drip makes me think he's gonna be bad. Is
no,
that bad
I
analysis?
think that's valid analysis. But also like he's an unbelievably terrible run defender, but he's like a great edge rusher, like a pass rusher. So I don't know. I love Arvo Reese. I think that he's gonna be really good. I think the Jets should take him, but I don't think they will. I saw a report that said like the Jets don't believe that they can like they question the development of Arvo Reese once they fire their current coaching staff after the season. Like that was like the actual report, like that they are already going to fire them, and that they question if they can continue to develop Reese with a new staff. Like what in the world is happening in New York over there?
1 year for Aaron Glenn. That's already knows it's over before the season
I mean,
starts.
like to be fair, like it's fair. Like if like last season was
Yeah,
so bad for them, and like I'm
that's
assuming,
just what the Jets do.
yeah, I don't know. I'm very nervous for tonight. I'm excited though because like the draft is always, like the NFL draft
Yeah.
is some of the most fun out there. So like I'm so excited, and I know the have you followed? Do you watch much college basketball? Have you followed along with the prospects there?
No, I like watch March Madness. That's about it.
Okay, that's fair. Because I know the draft lottery is coming up in like 2 or so weeks, which, I mean, honestly, the draft lottery is arguably more exciting than the draft for this year because of like how many good prospects there are, and how many
Yeah.
high stakes there are with like the Pacers pick that could, if it lays at 4, it's theirs. If it lays at 5, it's the Clippers, and like a million other things that, especially with the top three, arguably, I think top four. I'm a huge Caleb Wilson fan. Like, I think that
Hmm.
like Caleb Wilson's my favorite player in this. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm like he's my favorite one. I think that he's
Yeah,
like
I like Caleb
I've
Wilson.
tweeted
Yeah.
numerous times. I think he's a future defensive player of the year. Like I think he is that good.
He reminds me of Giannis.
Really, he reminds me of like
Yeah.
he almost reminds me of like Kevin Garnett. Like I think he's like that good. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
could see that too.
like
Like a
yeah,
young KG. Yeah.
yeah. Like I think he's also like a ton of time to develop. I mean, he's a freshman. And the
Yeah.
lack of 3 point is like the big knock on him, but I think he's going to be such a star. And I think the top three are all like going to be great. And maybe that's cop out answer or whatever. Like I don't really see a like maybe you can question Darren Peterson, but I think he's going to be great. Um, I'm so excited.
I
The,
could
the
see
draft lottery is going to be fun.
I could see Boozer being. I think Boozer has a very high floor, but I could see Boozer being disappointing, like ceiling wise.
I feel like if you have a high floor, it's tough to like have a low ceiling. Like unless you just think like he can't really improve, but like I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be like I think people are underselling like how good he is, especially like there's other players that play like a big four, small five role, and I think that he could do it much better than many players in the league do.
Well, I'm not saying he has a low ceiling. I'm saying like he might just end up being like a good player. Like he might not ever actually hit what people think his peak is going to be.
Yeah, okay, I get what you mean there. Then that's fair. Um, yeah, but the draft lottery is gonna be so fun, and I mean the draft is gonna be fun too. But like the draft lottery is like so many teams' futures completely ride on that, and it just comes down to like some ping pong balls, so that'll be fun. Um,
Yeah, it's great. The Blazers were one ping pong ball away from Cooper Flag and one ping pong ball away from Wemby, so
yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
the Thunder were a coin toss away from Wemby, so that was pretty cool. Uh, yeah, that's good times, man. Good
Thank
times.
God.
Yeah. Also, like the
Thank God.
people keep dude, Chet and Wemby. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. Like, like people keep talking about like how like the Thunder are like some like made through the draft team or whatever, which like they to a degree are, but like we've only or no, not sorry, I got that wrong. People keep talking about how lucky we've gotten in the lottery. The Thunder have one top 5 pick on the roster, and it's Chet. Like this is not a team that has gotten lucky in the draft, honestly, at all. We lose like every coin toss we get. We continually like fall in the draft lottery. So like the Thunder of Dynasty, like especially with how many picks we had before and like how dangerous it looked like 3-4 years ago, like it could have been so much worse. luckily we drafted really well, but like it could have been much worse.
The Magic were one correct selection away from ending any hope of a Thunder dynasty if they had
Yeah,
just picked Chet. Because I remember it was Chet, Jabari, and
Paolo.
Paulo.
Yeah.
People didn't know who was going to go first really until right before the draft.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I remember like even Shams was tweeting, and like people were saying that this was like a betting thing that he tried to like rig the odds or whatever. That's a whole different story. But like they were saying like that he was saying like it's going to be Jabari Smith Jr. The picks is already submitted, and then obviously it was Paolo. Um, I honestly it felt like Chet was like in the conversation, and then it kind of fell off to be like Jabari Smith or Paolo. But I was like in love with Chet when he was at Gonzaga, man. It was just so clear that he was going to be like a dominant defender, and I was on record numerous times saying that I was not a Paolo fan when he was at Duke. I did like I thought that he wasn't gonna be like I didn't think he was gonna be bad. I thought he was still gonna be a good player, but like people were saying like mini LeBron and like all this shit, and it's just like no, he's not. Mini LeBron is not. There's not 40 LeBrons. All right, there's one for a reason. There's one guy who's playing till 41. It's not gonna be Zion. It's not gonna be Paolo. It's not gonna be whoever else you think it is. Like, yeah, the comp is done. And
That's
like,
still crazy. The Thunder got two star players out of one lottery. That never happens.
yeah, and then like they got J Will out of that draft too. It's like, and then they got Usman Jang, who they cut so they could get Jared McCain. Like it's just like
Usman Jang's a demon.
Yeah, he was playing pretty well for the Bucks this year too. So yeah, I don't know. Anything else that you wanted to mention here? I think that's probably about it.
Mariners baseball is an unwatchable product. That's all I got.
Yep, Red Sox baseball has been up and down this year, so it's been basketball for me, unfortunately.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That's valid. Next game just started.
Yeah, it did. I'll tune into that now. But yeah. Until next week. This is Ball and Hours podcast, and we'll be back to recap. By the end of next week, it'll be then around one, going on round two. Probably like one game or two has been started for round two. So yeah, I'll be excited for that. Stay tuned. And I'll also have a video with Brian Drake about the recap of the NFL draft and the fantasy implications of it coming out sometime early mid next week. So tune in for that. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace out.